from DJ Grimy, and you know it's Fuego, dog.
Oh boy. Got a fucking cough that won't die. Is Jimmy back? Jimmy back. Jimmy. Oh, Jimmy Warsh. Give your ass a wash. It is solid, dudes. Please let us die. Let us die. Old man Potter was correct. I was a miserable little clerk today at the shop. Oh boy. Feel bad for anybody that came in. Welcome in. Hit the like button if you're here and you're queer and you're Irish. Get used to it. It is the Solid Dudes program. Saturday night. It is the night of the Pie Tasters big show at the end of the year, and they did a bunch of favors for me this year, and then I didn't go. In my defense, there's no defense. I forgot. My calendar has just been completely ramshackle at the end of the year. I realized yesterday the Pie Taster show was tonight, and I didn't go. I should have, and it's a bad thing, and I'm a bad friend. Don't be like me. There's only 96 of you in here. There's still time. Head down to the 930 Club in the rain where there's no parking and sit through 3 opening bands. I shouldn't shit on them. I really shouldn't. I made the mistake. It's not their fault. Hello, Jim Jester, the Christmas demon of the Lamplighter District. How are you, my friend?
Hey there, boy. Doing good, man. I'm sorry you had such a crummy day.
It's a bad day. Bad day. Maybe the worst day I've ever worked at Commonwealth Dry Goods on a Saturday. I don't like to pocket watch. Like, it's never put a fucking nickel in my pocket to worry about what someone else's money is. But I will never understand the mindset of the motherfuckers that look like they should be in the Budweiser commercials and Christmas back in the early 2000s. Not now, because not now. It's like, Haitian people and people in wheelchairs and blind and deaf people. And these are the people that look like they should be in Budweiser commercials back in the 2000s. And they have their scarves and their coffees. There's 6 of them. They come in, they take 6 laps around the store and then leave without buying a fucking stick of gum. And I'm like, not that you owe me anything, but I don't understand. I'll never get that mindset. And then Lawson came in trying to guilt me into letting him on the bus.
Still,
and I'm like, yeah, and I'm just like, the bus is full, bro. Like, it's not about me letting you on the bus. It's like the bus is bulging, and like Neil and Jim and me and Brian and Biker Sean and Ant-Man, these are big fat motherfuckers. Like, we're gonna be uncomfortable as it is. So it was just awful and rainy, and we made no money. Like, I sat there with my, like, I would have made more for my family if I would have just been making $8 an hour. And it's not anybody's fucking problem, but like, if my wage at Home Depot was $8.50 an hour, and I would have taken home more if I just would have worked that today. So I'm in a fucking miserable mood. And then I didn't go to the concert. And look, part of me wants to just scream at Steve and be like, why the fuck do you have 3 opening bands? Why the fuck is there 3 opening bands?
Right.
But he, I don't know. I do have a big long list of text messages where I've invited him to do about 35 things in a row, and he's told me to go fuck myself for all of them. But there's no reason why I can't be there other than I was tired and it's rainy and I don't want to go.
Right.
So I do feel bad about that.
And it's DC and it'll be 2 a.m.
Well, yeah, but still, he's my friend, and I should be supporting him.
Yeah.
So if you're in the chat, thank you. It's going to be a miserable, awful night. You should leave. Thank you to Michael Roberts, who became a YouTube member. That's very nice. Looks like Ernesto has become a YouTube member as well. Welcome indeed. I can't imagine. Can't imagine there'll be too many fucking gifted memberships tonight. But if there are, click the link at the top, and you should just turn on accept gifted memberships. How do people ignore that feeling? I don't know. Like, and you guys that have been in my shop, it's the size of a postage stamp, and we pack about. There's no fucking way you can walk into Commonwealth Dry Goods, and there isn't something that, Like you could buy a water, or a cheer wine just as a way to kick something up to the boss and be like, wow, you guys aren't Amazon. You're not Walmart. You're still trying to do this the way the Lord intended before our fucking robot overlords take over this motherfucker. But I would say they don't care, but then why would you go into a shop like that? And the amount of weirdos, the amount of fucktards that fucking think they're going into Mobius, they can't just come in and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, wrong store." Like they freeze like they're a fucking raccoon with a spotlight on them, and they like try to sneak out without me seeing them. And there's no fucking way to do it.
Do you still get the traffic looking for that? Is it a bar or is it a pub or whatever that place is across the street? It's
brewery.
A brewery.
It's a brewery that has the same name as us. Did not come over and say anything to us. The business association didn't say anything to us. We've been there for 6 fucking years before they set up shop. So yeah, I mean, not as much. But people come, are you affiliated with Commonwealth? No, fuck them. No, I am not affiliated with them. And their pizza sucks dick.
Oh,
there,
no.
I said it. No, I'm not affiliated with them. No, I'm not. I am not. Does it help us that they're there? No, it does not. No, it doesn't. Oh, must bring a lot of people down here to shop in your store. It doesn't. So what I've been looking forward to tonight, Jimmy, is a dead chat. And so far, they're living up to their end of it. Good to see you. I'm happy you're here. You are all that I have left. That's it.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's all right. It's fine. We have some guests stopping by.
Oh, nice.
A little bit later, I think. But I do appreciate you being here. I see you wearing your own brand tonight.
Of course. I kept pulling the collared shirts out, and I was like, wow, there's multiple of these too. I gotta find another t-shirt.
Your head is enormous now. Like, I don't know if I've never noticed that. I always thought you had a pinhead, but now that you've lost all this weight, it's like you've got the biggest head I've ever seen, which is not a bad thing because I have an enormous head too. My wife was sitting, we took Ant-Man. Who's the other one? Hot Man. And we took Hot Man out for his birthday last night because nobody else will. Right. And we're sitting there and she goes, I was sitting in the back of the room during the Halloween, the holiday hootenanny. And when Jim didn't know that was his silhouette on the big dog logo, like all of the girls in the back, they all thought it was a bit. And I had to explain to them, no, it's not a bit. He really doesn't know that. And that's true, right, Jim? Like, you really didn't know that.
It's very true. I kind of looked at it and thought, that's kind of similar to me. And then as it was pointed out, I was like, yeah, you really should have noticed that. Stupid.
Yeah. That was unbelievable. And I think he even said something like that. I think
he did. I think though, listening back to it and thinking about what was happening at the time, I think I was just kind of off in my own little world, trying to take my shirt off, put the sweatshirt on, and it was a whole thing.
You're desperately just trying to take your shirt off, which I understand.
It's usually how hootenannies go.
If you can get it off as quickly as possible, I know we're going to have a decent show. And if you can't, then I know we're just doomed to what's going to happen this evening. I did pull this up right before I came on the program today. I guess they announced the finalists for the Hall of Fame. This guy said, congrats to Eli Manning making the cut of 15 finalists, class of 2025, first year eligibility, 2 Super Bowl titles, beating Brady and Belichick, 2 Super Bowl MVPs, beating Favre and Rodgers in the playoffs at Lambeau, never missed the start to injury, pretty strong case. And then this dude replied, Eli Manning led the NFL in interceptions 3 times. He was never an All-Pro. He was never an MVP. He had a 500 record as a starting quarterback. That is not a first ballot Hall of Famer. I could not agree more. 2 things about Eli Manning. 1, if his last name wasn't Manning, we're not having this conversation.
True.
And if he had his career for the Seattle Seahawks or for the San Diego Chargers or for the Houston Texans, we're not having this conversation either. It's because he won Super Bowls in New York. He's not a first ballot Hall of Famer. Anyone that argues for that is stupid and has an agenda. Like, if he eventually gets in, that's fine. That's not up to me. But I was looking at that, and I thought that was very succinctly put. And there's people that probably deserve to be in there. Is Joe Jacoby in the Hall of Fame yet? I don't think he is.
I don't think he is either.
They're going to have to sit there and wait because this fucking goofball's brother was one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever live, and he somehow has one more Super Bowl than he does. So we're all going to be fucking tortured for the rest of our existence if we go to Canton by seeing a bust of Eli there.
I never really took the New York angle into account, but that does make a lot of sense. I know the Manning name carries a lot, which is fine, I suppose. But I mean, it's that you beat that undefeated season, you beat another, most likely Hall of Famer in the Super Bowl. That's the only thing I can think of that makes people think, wow, this guy's great.
Well, then Trent Dilfer deserves to be a Hall. I mean, look, winning a Super Bowl is great, but if the rest of your resume doesn't fucking live up to it, well, then it doesn't matter. It's got to be market one. They're obsessed. They have 2 franchises in Los Angeles because of the market size, where that team, that market is said over and over and over again, displayed with their dollars and their eyeballs. They don't give a fuck about football in that town. It's just a place for people that have lived in, people that want to live in Philadelphia or live in Chicago that want to visit the left coast. Come on out, take a coast, we'll see the fucking sights. That's the people that fill up that stadium. They don't care. Fine, whatever. But the Giants suck too. The Giants have sucked my entire life. Like, there was a little bit of a run in the 80s, and they've been pretty much a doormat, including a bunch of Eli Manning teams, a bunch of really sorry as shit Eli Manning teams, and another quarterback, Jim. I don't ever recall him raising the level of play with everybody around him. He was as good as the players that he had, which his brother was the exact opposite. So F him sideways. You reading these super chats tonight, Jimmy? Can you read?
Yeah, I can do that. Jeffrey Schools, thank you for the $5 super chat. Fat tax paid. Angry Shoot will be special radio.
Well, it's not even angry. It's like fucking just disappointed. And then I'm disappointed in myself for not going to the show tonight. But I just can't do it. I can't fucking sit. I can't do it. And then I had a conversation last night. I'm talking to Ant-Man. He's such a fucking liar.
Oh,
I said to him, hey, man, did we make plans to go to this concert? I forget. He's like, oh, I don't care, man. Whatever you want to do. No big deal. I'm like, oh, okay, no problem. Of course, pay for his drinks, pay for all of his food. I mean, I don't even want to get into it. But then today I text him like, hey, man, are you available for the stream tonight? And he goes, oh, no, I'm going to the Pie Taster show. They mean a lot to me, and I want to go out there and support them. I mean, this over-the-top, like, effusively, what are you, crazy? Of course not. I'm going to the show tonight. I'm like, did I not just fucking talk to you 6 or 7 hours ago where you said you had no intention of going to that fucking show? Am I making that up?
I didn't know about the conversation last night, but I saw the text thread. I was like, okay, I didn't know you were that big of a fan, but I know you love Steve, but all right.
Oh, you think he loves Steve? He's getting a free ride down there, and then he's getting free tickets, and then he gets to go backstage because Steve's a pushover and fucking smoke and joke with the band the whole time.
Makes sense. That's Ant-Man. That's what happens.
And I wouldn't even care, but it's like the night before, you have no inclination that you're going, and then the day of, it's like, oh, I get to be wined and dined. He changed his mind.
You're getting a lot of that all of a sudden things popping up.
Yeah, well, that's my whole life.
Yeah. Duckfoot, thank you for the $20 super chat. Fat tax, Tacoma tax, drunk tax, and Dukes has the best Cordell impression.
Thank you, Duckfoot. Yeah, I feel bad for Duckfoot because he owes me a shitload of money anytime he comes into a stream because he's a big, fat guy like me, and then he owns a goddamn Tacoma. And both those things are charged big for those around these parts.
All comes up aces.
Let me see what.
It doesn't come up aces when people like that come in because
what does that mean? What does that mean? It comes up aces.
Comes up aces. It's a winner for you.
For me,
I think you got all those taxes to pay.
You're not allowed to drink yet, are you, Jim?
No.
Really could use something to take the fucking
edge
off.
A new brand I'm interested about, I suppose.
What's that there? What is that you have?
Miller Ultra Zero.
Wow.
Alcohol-free brew. Listed here on the side is alcohol-free malt beverage with natural flavor. Intriguing.
Is that beer flavored then? A malt beverage sounds suspiciously like a wine cooler, perhaps.
Oh, I hope not. Those don't taste great.
Yeah, that'll be terrible. All right, Duckfoot. I have this lingering, walking bitch-ass pneumonia, this hoe-ass pneumonia that keeps following me, but I'll try to do it. Let's see. Cordell, Carlo, you have to get the affidavits from the Cubans. Oh, they sound wonderful. Is that a 5-liter Mustang I heard in the driveway? Cordell, you're involved as much as you are in all of it. Now, do it. Hey, Cordell, you can always say it was me. Why don't you just push him in? Cordell! Thank you.
Very good.
That's worth $20, right, Jimmy?
Yeah, definitely.
A fucking one-act play. You're not the only one that can do a one-act play.
I wasn't aware I was doing such a thing all those years ago.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, you're gonna get a fucking ploy at the end of this month. I can promise you that. Thank you, Duckfoot. I appreciate you, bud.
Ernesto, thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. Roll call for producers. Jim, anyone else?
That's it. I wish I had that fucking Vincent Vega bit where he walks in and looks around like this, and the gift that everybody posts from Pulp Fiction, because that's all we got. I've got a couple of special guests that are scheduled to swing by the stream at some point, but they said if people don't hit the like button, they're not going to do it. So that's up to you guys. If you want to hit the like button, that's great. If not, it can just be me and Jim, and you can just have a miserable fucking evening. Thank you, Ernesto. I appreciate that. I do have a lot to get to tonight, Jim. Let me plug this. We've generated, let me just count, 0 sales off the end of the year sale that we're having. If you go to CommonwealthDryGoods.com, all vinyl, 20% off. We just had the worst day we've ever fucking had. So if you want to just let us die, cool. I mean, that's fine. That's your prerogative. We've been around a few years. But if you want to take a look at the record section, and all of the country and western stuff and all of the Scary Octopus stuff is on sale. You just type in the code 2024 at checkout, and you can snag yourself something nice. There's a lot of fun stuff in there. I highly suggest any of the Slowy in the Boat stuff. Great soundtrack for make you feel very tropical. So go to CommonwealthDryGoods.com or tinyurl.com/scaryoctopus and use that promo code, you silly geese. All right. Lot to get to on the program today. Jim, you're a big fan of the great outdoors, right?
I am.
So I found something that I think you'll like. I might wait. Dylan is supposed to swing, but Dylan, not that Dylan, but Dylan Narang is supposed to potentially poke his head in later.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I think Bo might stop by at some point. Cool. They're all doing holiday stuff, but they said they would come by a sad stream and say hi to you and I. Dukes and Jim, the sad stream. Maybe we'll redo the fucking imaging. I had John Rage earlier.
Oh, no.
No, I love John Rage. I love him.
Yeah.
I love you. Love John Rage. Everybody does. Except in matters of wanting to retain my vested interest in pork capital. Because if John Rage is around, you can't do that.
You can't.
John Rage, big know-it-all, and he fucking So here's what I can't understand, Jim. Everyone on the internet can stream with absolutely no problems, right?
Right.
I have a Mac Mini. I have a capture card.
Right.
And I have 2 monitors, and I have a PlayStation 5, right?
Okay.
All that has to happen is that I turn the PlayStation 5 on and shoot the feed to the capture card, and then I should be able to throw the image of the game up where you are right now, right?
Yeah, that makes sense, yes.
Everyone else on Earth can do this quite easily. There's no chance the shoots you can. There's echoing. It won't recognize the fucking capture card. It won't. All this crazy shit starts happening. OBS starts interceding. I've had Josh Roca look at it, who's a very capable and talented man. And then John Rage came into the stream last night. He said, tonight, or actually right before this stream, he said, I got it taken care of, Dukes. Don't even worry about a fucking thing. And he threw his hands up in the air 5 minutes after taking a look at it. I'm like, I don't have this is not a complicated situation that I have.
5 minutes.
Well, the bitch ass thing of it all, Jimmy, is there's no one you can fucking call. I can't open up a Yellow Pages, let my fingers do the walking, and pick out streaming expert. Like if I call Geek Squad, they're not going to have a fucking clue what to do.
I don't think they have a fucking clue how to fix things when you take stuff to the store, so they're definitely not going to make a house call.
I got a giant. I mean, here's hundreds of dollars. Here, just fucking make it so I can stream without a problem. And there's nobody to go to. That is a service that isn't provided. And I guess everybody else can just watch YouTube videos and make the shit work. But oh boy, I just was trashing him, right? Oh Lord, oh boy, do I feel bad now.
John Rage just gifted 20 Chad Duke Show memberships.
I feel terrible.
Thank you, John.
Wow, that's definitely an ultra combo. Definitely. usually give to Mike from Don't Sleep because it's a chick with the banana titties, but he's not in here tonight. So, John, thank you so much. 20 Chad Duke Show gifted memberships. Please to be getting on that tab at the top of the chat and clicking accept gifted memberships, and you can get the entire back catalog for FREE. All right, Jimmy, if you don't mind, this one is for the great John Rage. Hey there, boy. Hey, you're still using my mug, even though you were gifted several dozen mugs from Mike from Don't Sleep's crazy coked out ass.
That's true. Chad Duke Show logo can't go wrong.
Yeah. Hit the goddamn like button, or I'm pulling all those gifted memberships. Yeah, I don't know if you can take them back, John, but it would be nice if we could get to 100 likes. That would be nice. There's Charlie again. Hey, Charlie. He's saying you look good, I guess, because you lost weight, but
oh, thanks, bud.
I just get the feeling Charlie likes saying that he wants to hang out, but he doesn't actually. And I don't blame him either. Why in the fuck would you? I mean, this is just a nightmare. What I was saying before, I was talking about how there's no peace for me when it comes to streaming. I found, there's Gene Siskel and Roger Ebert. Are you aware of those people?
I am aware of them, yes.
So Ebert, they're both dead. They both died rather aggressively, from what I recall. I think Ebert may have had his entire jaw removed, and like they actually hooked him up to some sort of machine that had all of his voice, like every single speech he'd ever made, put through it, so he could like talk, and then he would speak in his own voice. You ever seen that video?
No,
it's hideous. Don't watch it.
I'm not going to.
I think it was on Oprah, maybe. But anyway, Siskel and Ebert, of course, movie experts, and I found Ebert's reviews from 1988, and he did a review for The Great Outdoors.
Oh no.
Yeah, I didn't watch it because I'm sure he hates it, and I want to watch it and then speak ill of the dead. So
sounds good.
Yeah, I'll have that for you. But I want to wait till the movie weirdos show up. I found a video for the biggest buffet in Las Vegas. That I thought maybe we could take a look at on the very close to the eve of us heading up to Shady Maple.
Yeah.
Next to Tuesday, I did have the power. Did you see I have the power cell arrive? Did I send that to you?
No, I didn't see that.
I got the giant fucking power cell, so we should be fine, despite Biker Sean's bitching and kvetching to the contrary. John, thank you again for those 20 memberships, man. Very, very nice of you. Certainly nice of you. And there's a super chat.
Oh, Jeffrey Smith, thank you for the $3 super chat. A big head tax. I was not aware of that one, but thank you so much.
Yeah, Jeffrey Scott Smith or Jeffrey Mackenzie Smith. I wish they'd put the fucking middle name in there. But they both have been doing a bit where they not both of them. Jeffrey Smith, you're the one that ordered the hats for me, right? This is a weird bit I've been doing, Jester. So I've been selling all my Redskin shit on CommonwealthDragos.com.
Okay.
Because I'm like, I'm trying real hard to be the shepherd. And everybody's giving me shit about it. I had a guy come up to me in Glory Days last night, legitimately hurt. And he came up to me and said, I heard a rumor that you're not a Redskins fan anymore. And I'm like, yeah, man. I almost want to lie to him because I'm like, you clearly don't listen. So
right.
Maybe your life would be better if you just kept thinking that I was. And he's like, why, man? We're finally good again. And I'm like, no, you're not. You're not going to be.
Hopefully you're getting there, but
he's going to get hurt and it's all going to be over. And you still have a block letter on the side of your helmet. So I felt bad because I feel it really did come across as a betrayal.
Wow.
To this young gentleman. He was my server at the Glory Days grill that we were having beers at for Ted's birthday. So,
I mean, once upon a time, you were very, very passionate about the Redskins, but I don't know why that hurts others if you found a way to lose that and move on with your life.
Well, I think just because a lot of the pain that I expressed on the air was
mutual.
It just seemed more symptomatic of a fan as opposed to an analyst. What is the word I'm looking for?
Someone just bloviating about their opinion of the team.
See, you're doing the bit now that Ant-Man does.
Oh, no.
He hears me use a word, and then he uses it immediately afterwards, which is fine. Like, I'm all for you expanding your vocabulary. But Ant-Man was saying Lothario last night, and he doesn't know what it means. So he was saying it completely wrong. you know what a Lothario is, Jimmy?
I don't, and I didn't look it up on purpose, so I could be surprised one day.
Well, I think you're a bit of a Lothario at times.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Yeah. So,
Handsome?
well, I don't know if it's handsome, but it's something. It has to do with fucking women, so I think you'll probably like that.
Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. This is so nice. Well, anyway, the 3-Name Bandit, I was putting on my Redskins hats, and he bought all of them. So
All of them. Wow.
I gave him a deal. He's been a very good listener. I could probably on eBay get 3 times what I actually, because they're all at the, in real good shape. And they got the old school logo on them and all that shit.
Right.
I know that he's a fan. All right. So here's some unfortunate news. It's been nothing but bad news tonight, Jim.
Yeah.
These are the people that won't let us die. So I'm gonna put this banner up, and hopefully this will let them know that they should just let us die. Chad Prather, Corey Rita, Sean Kibler, and my good friend Sean Kent are taking advantage of the discount code that's up there on the website. Make sure you use the code 2024 at checkout, and you can get 20% off. Somebody already forgot to do it and got charged full price, which I'm going to charge you full price if you don't want to use it. But
of course.
Yeah. So if you could stop ordering off of CommonwealthDryGoods.com, that would be great. And just let us die, because that's what I just want to die. It'd be great if I could die. All right. Thank you so much. Let's just read this one here, Jim.
Corey Rita, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Happy Saturday, boys.
It's just been horrible. It's been the worst. It's been the worst day.
But we had football on all day.
It's the shittiest fucking games in the world.
That's true.
I mean, what are we doing putting the Patriots and the Chargers on like in their own spot, and they're the last game of the.
They talked about all the importance for the playoff implications. It was like nobody in their right mind is picking the Chargers to lose to the Patriots.
No. They just embarrassed them. And Gerard Mayo, I'm like, what did you think was going to happen? Like, he doesn't know how to be a head coach. Like, he used to play for the team. Like, what was his qualifications? It was a big fuck you to Bill Belichick, and that's fine. You know what I would do though?
What's that?
If I was the Eagles, because people think Vrabel might end up going to New England. And Drake may be a good quarterback, but if I'm the fucking Eagles, Jim, I'm waiting around to see if that Nancy Sirianni Martling head coach of theirs, if he fucking shits the bed again, I'm blowing his ass out. If they lose in the first round of the playoffs, because they're not going to get the 1 overall seed, right?
Right.
If Tampa or somebody goes in there, Washington goes in and beats them, even if they lose in the second round of the playoffs, blowing him out. And I'm going after Vrabel, or I'm going after Cowher, or I'm going after Pete Carroll, Belichick, somebody that I think, because that is one of the most talented teams in the league. And I'm in the camp of they're winning despite that boob who's now getting into fights with Zach Ertz. Find me somebody that has anything bad to say about Zach Ertz on this fucking planet. And somehow Nancy Sirianni Martling gets him so fucking steamed up that he's going after him. And why don't we know any other security person's name? Why do I hear Big Dom 400 times a week?
That is very, very strange.
Like, if Big Dom loses as much weight as you have, am I going to hear as much about his bitch ass? Like, I'm fucking tired. Why is he always on the field? Why does nobody else have a big lumbering fucking security guy around at all times?
Nobody's going to care about just Dom. The Zach Ertz thing really confused me because, like you said, I've never heard anything negative said about Zach Ertz. I don't really know.
I've never seen him get into a fight. I've never seen anybody say nothing bad about him.
Right. He's not that guy that stands up and dances in your face. It doesn't look like he's a shit talker, although he may be, because a lot of guys are on the field. But to pick him of all people to have something to say and get him all riled up, it was like, what did you do?
What's riled up mean? And think about this, Jim. You don't think Vrabel with Hurts and Devontae Smith-Pelly and A.J. Brown and Saquon Barkley and that offensive line, you don't think Vrabel's going to get 13 wins out of those sons of bitches?
Yeah, easy, I think.
You think he's going to be fighting Browns fans in the stands?
Right. And screaming at his own fans to get up and make some noise.
Fuck you. What have you won? Get bent. Thank you, Corey. There's Bo C.
Oh.
Hello, Bo. How are you, buddy?
Hey, gentlemen. How you doing?
Buddy?
Bo's in the wood paneling room. His mama, who I'm a giant fan of, is visiting. So I don't know how long do we have you for, Bo?
Oh, we're good. I got the kids halfway off to bed, so I don't have any more commitments for the night.
What does that mean? In like one half of them, like just one half of them got covered up. One
No,
half of them got a warm glass of milk.
Yeah. I let one of them know how much I love them, and I let the other know that they're such a disappointment, and they should think about that. And
Oh,
so one went into the bed, and the other went in the shed, and that's how we handle it here.
One in the bed, one in the shed. The Bo
Yeah.
Schembechler story.
Yeah.
So let's take a look. Bowl game sponsorship available. I imagine the Pool-On Weed Eater bowl game is what you're looking for here, ideally.
Yeah, I mean, do you think Snoop Dogg's handing out edibles or something at the Arizona Bowl or whatever?
I don't know. That'd be a good sponsorship for you.
Hey, I don't know. Is it legal in Arizona? How does that work?
Most things are legal in Arizona, including entering the country without any type of a fucking right or provocation.
Well, for now.
Certainly. All right, I have a lot of stuff to get to, but since Bo's here, and I know
Yes.
Jim is a big fucking superhero movie moron as well. Both the two of you, got two of you on the line here. Well, first, Jimmy, let's take care of this one. The great Sean Kent has been very generous tonight.
Sean Kent, thank you for the $20 super chat. Fat tax paid, vinyl purchase. Keep those impressions coming.
Impressions like you want me to hit like on the video? Like, what impression are we talking about here?
Assuming he likes the Cordell impression. that you did
Cardell, maybe that's his favorite Mighty Mighty Boss Tone song. He wants me to start singing the impression that I get, which I would be more than willing to do if that's what you're asking for, Sean.
So, speaking of Cordell, I used to work with Cordell Stewart.
Wow.
Wow.
And one time I was at the vending machine and I was wearing a Slash t-shirt, the guitarist from Guns N' Roses.
Sure.
And he was like, hey, he's like, my nickname was Slash. I said, yeah, it was. I said, and that was pretty much the end of the interaction.
That's what.
I don't know what he wanted me to say. Like, yes, I'm aware that that's your nickname too. Like, I don't know what he wanted.
Maybe he wanted to say you to say, hey, you were on the cover of NFL Blitz too. That's pretty fucking cool.
That's true. He did play for the Steelers.
What? Yes, that's where he became Slash, you boob. He's not known for his time with the Chicago Bears. God bless. Thank you, Sean Kent. Very kind. And that was a beautiful order over there on Commonwealth. But let us die, please. Please let us die. All right, but I pulled the whole thing. So let's get to it. I want to get everybody's thoughts on this. And I got it. I think I've got these in order, but if I don't, bear with me because I'm not good at this. So this broke yesterday. This is from Disgusting Film. The Batman 2, which doesn't seem like that inspired of a name for a movie, has been delayed by 1 year to October 1st, 2027. Now, how is that 1 year when that movie was scheduled to come out in 2025? Now it comes out in 2027, and they're saying it was delayed 1 year.
I don't know, but like the whole thing with making movies is shady, where it's like you make a movie to lose money, and then like movies that were the most successful of all time never made any money. So I know there's a lot of like trickeration with making films, but it seems like you would want to strike when the iron is hot, and waiting another 2 years doesn't seem like you're doing that.
Well, it's been 5 fucking years since the first Batman came out. That's an enormous amount of time, especially when Nolan was making Batman movies and then Inception and The Prestige.
Well, also, aren't you going to have like 1 or 2 of these James Gunn films out by now? Like by then, or at least?
Conceive. Oh, absolutely. Superman comes out
Superman
this year.
will be out. And then, something else. I think Creature Commandos, that show is also kind of his or something.
Well, that's supposed to be what kicks off the DCU is Creature, a streaming cartoon.
A streaming cartoon.
So here you go.
Popular.
This is they do really well. Like at least 600,000 people watch them, and then nobody knows what's going on in the movies because you base them.
They
on
never ever film the finales 3 years before it actually gets canceled.
Yeah. So this is the next tweet. The Batman 2 will begin filming in late summer of 2025. It also is no longer titled The Batman Part 2.
Well, I think if you have the Penguin show that takes place in the same universe, you can't really call it Part 2 because you kind of have a Part 2 that exists out there. I mean,
you can absolutely call it Part 2, but you should make a fist. I mean, did they see what happened with the WandaVision show? What is the witch lady that came out of that? They just released that fucking show.
Agatha something.
Coven. Yeah,
They changed the name
Megathon.
16 times for that. I mean, they constantly are changing the name of the Captain America movie. It's like they can't make a fist and name these fucking movies, and no one will run a Google search. Like they named the Captain America movie Captain America New World Order. And it's like, hey, buddy, not just the pro wrestling undertones. There's some associations that go along with New World Order that are a little politically charged, and you're pussy ass fucking Disney.
Shit, I just forgot my train of thought.
Well said, Bo. Now hold on, you just go and let your brain batter percolate there, and I'll get to the third one. James Gunn says the only reason the Batman 2 delay is that there isn't a full script yet. Quote,
wow.
Matt Reeves is committed to making the best film possible and no one can accurately guess how long the script will take to write. How in the fuck is that an acceptable answer for a Batman movie, which is their cash cow?
Now that I've recalled the point I was going to make, it ties into this because what I read recently was that on the first Iron Man, they had a different ending, but they sort of 23
They should have stuck with that one.
They 23 skidooed a different ending for the original Iron Man, where he goes up into space and sort of freezes out the Ironmonger armor because he knows about the weakness and the shielding or whatever. And they were like, oh, he's using his brain to defeat the enemy instead of just, physical force or something. But they had changed that so late in the game that they couldn't believe they got away with it. And then that sort of guided their whole ethos since then, is that, oh, we can always just pivot or change something at the end. So it's like, if you never really commit to anything, then you can kind of do whatever you want the entire time, which doesn't make for the most continuous storytelling or straightforward.
You can't do that with Batman. Batman's the one you need to shit money. Like that's, and also it's in the wake of your last 10 movies that aren't Batman movies are fucking bombs, including Joker 2. Like, what is the last win that DC has had since that original Batman movie?
Oh, since Nolan's trilogy, none of them. I mean, none of them have, I mean, the
Batman did well.
Yeah. But now that I feel like they've got some pressure from the Penguin, where it's like we feel like we have to incorporate some Penguin stuff, or maybe we have to redo it to flesh that out a little more, because it was so well received that now people are probably going to be expecting some more Penguin content or something.
Then make another then make another Penguin season. I mean, this is easy. And by the way, how hilarious is it that all people are saying to Sony is, you're idiots, you're making Spider-Man movies without Spider-Man, that was never gonna fucking work, you suck balls. And then they make a Batman show without Batman, not even a sniff of Batman, and barely any Batman related content. Like there's a couple things they mentioned, Gotham or some of the mobster villains from the Batman canon, but that Penguin show was just basically a gangster show. So none of that's true. It's all about making good movies. That's the thing, and good writing and fleshing out characters. Which
you'd have to have an idea and then commit to that idea, and then give it a full effort, which is sort of the formula that nobody wants to follow anymore. It's like, how can I do this the cheapest, quickest, easiest way?
I like that formula.
How can I fleece everybody before they realize they've been fleeced? Like, it seems to be a lot more operandi today than ever.
But I would disagree with that, Bo, because I saw Craven, and I thought it was a pretty good idea for a Craven movie. I thought they had some pretty good ideas on how to introduce characters without Spider-Man, and it's just the script was horrific, and some of the sequences were worse, and the character development was worse than that.
I saw somebody said there's a line in the Craven movie where it's like, they killed my grandmother and I never saw her again.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, it's like, well, yeah, she did.
I know how that works.
Well, it's not just that. I mean, the origin story for Calypso or whoever that fucking, I mean, some of the most egregious. And then you have Russell Crowe. Like, you have some nice pieces in there, and they just have no ability to make a film. All right, let's catch up here a little bit, if you don't mind, boys.
Jason from Connecticut, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Full price.
I always appreciate when people pay full price for everything that I offer. It's the best way to go about it.
Edward Smelkowski, thank you for the $5 super chat. A Baltimore tax.
Yeah, there should be a Baltimore tax for continuing to stay in that fucking hellhole. That's your own taxes you pay as you have to live there.
Joel Jung, thank you for the $2 super chat. Thanks, John Rage, for the gifted membership. Oh,
That's right. He was so excited he gave him the uppercase and then hit him with the lowercase r.
Wow.
Thank you, Joel Jung. Maybe that's the case, Bo. And I hadn't thought about that the Penguin was so goddamn successful. They're like, okay, we gotta get Colin Farrell's contract ironed out. We gotta get him a bump up or whatever the fuck it is. I don't think it's that at all. I think it's they already want, because James Gunn has been talking to Zack Snyder. There's reports of him picking his brain left and right. I think they want Batman and Superman to intertwine, and that's the only thing that makes sense about why this delay is taking place.
Well, also, isn't it sort of WB, Warner Brothers, HBO, all that up in the air anyways? Like, aren't they constantly trying to figure out how to shuffle the deck?
It's been 10 years of that, though. I mean, it's been
No, that's
forever.
what I'm saying. Like, I feel like whoever is in charge currently is like trying to figure it out, and then somebody else gets in and they try to figure it out, and that's just sort of the cycle they've been stuck in. Because, you know, it was like Disney didn't own Marvel that whole time, but Warner Brothers has pretty much owned DC for a million years. Like, and they've never figured it out, really. I mean, they had some success with those CW shows, but outside of that, it's like they haven't quite figured it out. But what I also find is funny is that the animated DC stuff was leaps and bounds ahead of anything Marvel ever did in the animated space. And yet they still haven't seemed to figure out how to turn that into a moneymaker for them. It's just, I don't know. It's just weird. Like, I feel like DC is so focused on their logos. Like, we have the S that we never want to say is an S, and we have the big bat, and we have the W, and they're just like, we have these logos that are so famous. Why can't we make a successful movie? And it's like, they don't do enough of the work. Like, you got to put something into it.
The Ghostbusters logo is about as famous as it possibly can get. And they've made about 4 of those movies really terribly the past, swings they've taken. That Nerdrotic guy used to run a comic book store, and he said, look, the one thing I learned about running a comic book store is that DC fans are way more diehard than Marvel fans. They have less casual fans and they have more P1s. And so when you piss them off, it's twice as bad, like as far as pissing off a hardcore audience. The one thing that they have, everybody knows who Superman and Batman are. Every person walking the fucking earth has heard of these characters. You don't have to introduce Rocket Raccoon or Adam Warlock or even Thanos. Like, how many people do you think knew who Thanos was before his head popped up at the end of that Avengers movie?
I mean, we've known each other a long time. I remember.
Unfortunately, it's true.
I remember you and I discussing how Chris Evans wasn't going to make 15 of these fucking movies. There was no way.
Yeah. Well, we know he didn't like it.
Well, yeah, but it's one of those things where, like, you have, like, I've always thought DC has the top 3, like, regardless of whether they're any good.
Are you putting Wonder Woman above Spider-Man?
Well,
fuck out of here. Bro, you
Probably
combine Peter Parker Spider-Man and Miles Morales Spider-Man, and that might be the number 1 hero in the world right now.
But forever I've said DC's A-list may be better, but Marvel's B, C, D, everything deeper than A-list is way better on Marvel's side than it is on DC.
And cooler. Wolverine, Deadpool, way cooler than anything that DC has developed, not named Batman, in the past 30 years.
Lobo and Deathstroke. Come on.
They could make good movies with those characters if they did them correctly, Bo. It would work. Like, everyone wants to act like, oh, we've been waiting for Deadpool for so fucking long. It's like, how many people read Deadpool? Like 1 million people? Like, okay, 2 million, not enough for the character to be as big as it is now.
Canceled all the time.
Yeah,
like that was the thing it was known for, was not surviving. So I don't know. It's one of those things where, like, the guys who write the comics, they already had to direct the movie. They already had to lay out all the art and the shots and everything. Like, why not just hand it over to them more?
They don't see the one thing that they are completely unwilling to do, even the successful ones, Bo, is look at the comic books and say, let's just make an adaptation of this story arc right here.
Well, look at Deshaun Jackson getting a job at Delaware State or whatever. Look at Mike Vick in Norfolk State. Like, just try it. Like, who cares? Like, maybe it won't work, but it might.
Deshaun Jackson, I was told Deshaun Jackson faked injuries during regular season games because he just didn't want to play. I was told that by a credible source.
Here's what I know about Michael Vick. He doesn't like watching film. So I don't know how you be a coach and not like watching film. So I don't.
Maybe it's just because
he didn't work out as the AAF coach for the Atlanta Legends.
I think people are so enamored with Deion's star power that they think maybe these guys can assemble a staff and then they can just be like their face can be the recruiters for these smaller schools.
Yeah. I mean, look, Mike Vick in Norfolk area, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
and I think he'll probably bring some Nike dollars and some other interest, So I get it in the grand scheme of things, but as a football coach, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
I was hoping that UCLA would announce they've hired Jay Leno to be their head coach in the same vein. This is a monster super chat from Mike from Don't Sleep. Thank you so much, Mike. Appreciate the banana titties. May I have another? Holy shit. All right, I think I got the banana titties loaded up for our guy, Mike. Drew, I bet there's a lot of gameplay videos on YouTube. I'm just going to assemble a banana titties compilation for Mike Sleep when he comes to and shows the fucking love.
I like it.
Also, Mike Sleep, I know you gave Jester his own brand, but I don't know if you noticed. Let me take your super chat down here so you can see. We have a bowl game, a bowl game that needs a sponsor. So maybe Don't Sleep Energy. Because Bo has a tendency to come in here and be a little sleepy anyway. So
yeah. If anything, I could use the product.
Have you ever done a Hey There Boy? I forget.
No, actually, I don't think I've done a Hey There Boy.
I gave one to Jim for Mike Sleep here. He just fucking killed it.
Oh, hey there, boy.
That's an interesting interpretation. Certainly not one I've heard before.
No, I wasn't confident in my Baltimore accent. I haven't done it in a while.
You just got to deeder. You got to remember when Jimmy talks, he just deeters. That's all that he does.
What's
that?
That Netflix documentary about the Catholic high school where they all had Baltimore accents.
As soon as you said Netflix documentary, my brain just turned itself inside out. I got to tell you guys a story about what I did last night. You'll appreciate this, Bo. I was at the Glory Days in Burke. Hanging out for that because that's what a baller I am. I'll go to the Glory Days in Burke for Hot Man, but I won't go to Washington D.C. for Steve Pie Taster, who's a much better friend to me.
I don't think the Glory Days in Sterling is any longer, unfortunately for me.
God willing, those places don't like to show sports and serve food. It's very, very strange. Thank you so much, Mike. You're a good man. Don'tSleepEnergy.com. Please use the Dukes promo code and also the Banana Titties promo code. I think that works over there too.
It should.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there, and my wife and Anthony and Hot Man, for some reason, all spontaneously decided to start watching or rewatching My So-Called Life from the Claire Danes show from the 90s.
With six?
I don't know. I'll take your fucking word for it.
I'm thinking of Blossom. Excuse me.
Okay, that's the same shit. I thought you meant 6 of 9. Or like, oh yeah, we're getting on some Voyager here. I can be a part of that shit.
Chakotay.
I wouldn't even know. Is that the guy, the Native American ripoff?
Yeah, with the face tattoo.
Yeah. Gotcha. Of course, Janeway's got that cancer voice. I can never get past that. But I think the Borg showed up, and I digress. So they're just screaming and yelling about this fucking show. And this is now months of they're all watching the same murder documentary, then they watch the same rape documentary, then they watch the murder and rape documentary, and they're just screaming about it. And I finally just burst and I said, all right, look, I'll watch Squid Game. Like, I'll watch it. Like, can we just all watch Squid Game so there's just a show with a plot that's been recorded the past 5 years that we can all sit down and speak like normal motherfuckers?
It is rather unfortunate when you go to a social gathering and you're talking with like 6 or 8 other people and you all just are going through movies and none of you have seen the same movie or TV show. Like, it's all like, oh, did you watch this? No, I've been meaning to. Oh, did you see this? No.
I'd kill for them to watch any movies. It's all it's all women being molested documentaries overnight. And it's just horrible, awful things. Children and preteens getting held down and face fucked. And I'm like, what are we doing here? It's Friday night.
And the mood is right.
It's not that. It's not. I'm not. It's not. Wasn't a TGIF night for me last night, though.
Mark Borger, thank you for the $20 super chat. Steven.
Oh, Jimmy doesn't know who Stephen Flo is.
On the round like...
Pretty good, Bo. Jimmy, you got no idea who Stephen Flo is?
No, I don't know that
file
name.
on Stephen Flo.
No file.
You know it sucks too. That means if Jimmy has now adopted the policy that every single person that I'm affiliated with gets to eventually, Bo.
Oh.
If they're not on the show, they don't listen to the show because they don't find the show entertaining anymore, which is sad.
I know how that goes.
Yep, I know you do. All right, Jimmy, we're about to put you on some shit here. All right.
All right.
And I want an apology from you that you don't know who Stephen Flo is.
It's only his second appearance, but Stephen Flo has already captured the attention of the world.
He's wearing 2 flannel shirts.
He's fighting the hurricane.
But what's next for the grunge-inspired super wrestler? Find out on Sunday, March 9th, when the Super Wrestlers return to the Concord Music Hall for Super Wrestlers Infinite.
Oh, he hit him with a Temple of the Dog.
Oh, boy. My favorite part is a part of his highlight package was he tried to go for the Jeff Jarrett honky tonk man swinging the guitar, and the guy punched it out of his hands.
That's a great gimmick. I like it.
Yeah, I was surprised you have no file on Stephen Flo because I know you're a big Luigi Primo guy.
I know, it's very strange.
I love wrestlers that find a lane and you're like, this can't be real. Did you see the Jesus guy, Bo?
Yeah, the Christmas show.
Yeah, a bit on the nose. Jimmy, did you see that one?
I saw that one.
I don't know if I feel right about that.
Well, it's like, it would never fly in House of Glory wrestling.
No, certainly not. Have you been to a House of Glory house show?
No, actually, I haven't, but I'm aware of the promotion. The good guys always win.
Let me take a look here. Okay, I think I found an Instagram video of Jesus wrestling. This is not appropriate. I want them to do this with Muhammad. Like, I want them to do this with a more controversial religious figure.
Wow.
Something that could get them killed. And that's a gimmick that I want to fucking get behind. All right, let me take a look here. All right, Jimmy, have you seen this footage?
Oh, yeah. I know this one.
I mean, you're going to hell. Although he is getting big pops. I did see that Jesus was way over with the fucking crowd.
Yeah, who was that? It was like in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, they were like the disciples of Osiris. They were like ancient Egyptian.
Yeah.
And they would like hypnotize people and like
Oh, right. And they would start dancing around the fucking ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, see if you can find that because I loved that gimmick. And it would end with like a 30-minute dance session.
Portal.
All right, look them up.
Yeah, I'm going to try and find it.
See, fucking Mark Borger sent us down the Stephen Flo fucking rabbit hole. I did want to thank Chad Prather, Corey Rita, Sean Kibler, Sean Kent, Jeremiah Frazier, Tim Herman, Brent Missimer, and Christopher Pertel, who will not let us die, even though I've been begging you all night to let us die. They have all ordered off of CommonwealthDryGoods.com. When I tell you it was the worst day I've ever fucking spent inside those four walls. You've already tripled what we did during the day. So thank you very much. My wife will be pleased, and she has to be married to me, and she has to see me with my shirt off later. I told her to leave. I said, get out. Get out while the getting's good. What the hell's wrong with you? I almost called her parents. Come get her. Like, what'd she do? Nothing. Oh, you can just put the shit up on the bottom of the screen, and then I can post it.
Oh.
Just click present, stupid.
Oh, jeez. You're right.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. You're nice enough to take some time out of your busy afternoon.
Whoa! Bobby Double L, thank you for the $100 super chat. Where did Slim Sexy Bo come
get the
from?
fuck out of here. I'm so tired of everybody else losing weight. Is that guy's just name Hawk? I think that fighter from Killer Instinct.
I'm thinking of T-Hawk from Street Fighter.
Yeah, I think that guy's name is Hawk. And you also I confuse him with TJ Combo, also the boxer.
TJ Combo.
Combo. That is an ultra combo, Bobby Double L. Thank you so much. And Jimmy, if you don't mind saying, what is it? Show Bo what you're drinking tonight so he can be sad.
I have my Michelob Ultra Zeros.
0.0.
You know what Jimmy calls those beers, Bo?
Ways to stay with my family.
That's not bad. No, he just calls them Michelob Ultras.
Oh. I mean, he's not wrong.
I'll do it as Mason Verger. Hey there, boy. I don't know if that works. Hola, Carlo. ¿Cómo está? Thank you, Bobby Double L. Where'd you come from, you slim, sexy son of a bitch? See, now I have to lose weight because I just sit here obesely as everybody in the fucking stream gets complimented on their weight loss. It's so hurtful.
Oh, God.
You're living your life and enjoying it. I'm not.
For much longer, Bo. It can't be. It's got to end.
There's no enjoyment over here either.
No. You guys ever see that 16 Blocks movie with Bruce Willis and Mos Def?
Yeah, he's got 16 blocks to live.
Yeah, and Bruce Willis goes, I think life's too long. Mos Def goes, too long? Because most people want to try to get some more time. I've never heard anybody say it's too long.
Well, wasn't Bruce already dying at that point or something?
I believe so.
Yeah.
He's still with us, though, in real life, I believe.
No, I think, but...
It's a bummer.
Is
it aphasia? Is that what he has? I think it's called.
Yeah, it's not good.
Ain't good.
I don't like. I remember reading about it. And I was like, "Oh, that sounds terrible."
I want to go out. I want to go out the way Jimmy tried to go out, just fucking peacefully. And then I tried to go to bed and just fucking close it out.
Of M&T Bank Stadium.
It's not bad, Jimmy. Why didn't you just step in front of the light rail? I mean, that go out doing something you love.
It would have been
get
smart.
Trampled by kids at the science center. Come on.
Or just if you wait till after 9 o'clock, you could just go walk around downtown, and I'm sure nature will take its course.
I tried to die at the ESPN Zone Dukes. Didn't happen, unfortunately.
They closed down the Have a Nice Day Cafe, so I guess I'll keep on living.
That was such a sad day.
That place, nothing has ever smelled more like.
I tried to be Ram's Head dead, but I was Ram's Head live, unfortunately.
I went down to Hammerjacks, hoping I could just hammerjack myself into oblivion. Now, let me ask you something: Is the Have a Nice Day Cafe where Oscar Santana was DJing when he played Over and Over Again with Nelly and Tim McGraw, and they went up there and fired him?
That was Bar Baltimore.
Oh, okay.
That's right across the walkway, though, from Have a Nice Day.
Oh, very good. All right, Bobby Double L, thank you so much. Oh, there's chaos going on. All right, guys, someone pull out a stopwatch, and I want you to time how long it is before we hear a child scream at the top of their lungs. Okay. Oh, no. My buddy Dylan Narang, of course. Dylan, can you turn the lights on already? You are a brown skinned gentleman. I mean, come on, for God's sake.
That's a bad bet to take.
I talked to Dylan on the phone, and I would have sworn he was committing infanticide. There were so many screaming babies on the other end of the phone.
Chad, you might have me for like 3 minutes.
I got you, Bo. Why wanted you to meet Bo? Bo, this is Dylan, who's director of Tapawingo.
Hey,
this is my friend Bo.
How are you?
I am a trained thespian, so anytime you need.
Well, I've been pitching Dylan on Main Street Mafia, the movie, Bo, and I think this is a good time for us to corner him and hump him into submission.
Okay, we'll cut out Drab, and we'll finally do the thing we've always wanted to do.
Yeah, we'll cut out the one guy everybody enjoyed, and then me and Bo will sit there and get 37 views.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. We got approved. I had to fight MLB for it, but we got approved to change. Oh, I shouldn't be telling people this. Oh shit.
Oh, come on. There's 130 people watching.
We got our name changed for the Copa for Lynchburg to the Luchadors. They just said, you just need a superlative. And I was like, okay, we're going to be the Loco Luchadors of Lynchburg. So, man, look, we're going to have masked. Our race is going to be the Luchador race. And I'll have a bunch of portlier fellows in masks running around. So you guys
taking applications?
I mean, look, anytime you all want. Be great. Yeah. Bo, I know you're not portly anymore, but or whatever.
Oh, stop.
Come on.
I'll be fat again soon enough.
You ain't looking at a couple of Robert Pattinsons here. They're just moving in one direction now, only to circle back around.
I still like Cheetos. I mean, that hasn't changed.
There. Hey, Dylan, you can't give us an update on Tapawingo. Can you give us an update on when you can give us an update on Tapawingo? Because I know there is an update on Tapawingo.
I can give you something on Tapawingo. I thought about it, Chad, and what can it hurt? Are they going to pull the deal because we talk about it?
Listen, please don't do something that could potentially get the deal pulled. Please.
Right now, it looks like we're very close to getting a pretty decent deal, I think. A pretty fun deal for us for the movie, which would include a theatrical release and a really good digital release and a really, really fun premiere in a California city that Chad has been longing to spend a lot of time in.
That's right.
Wow.
So there you go.
I can't say where it's going to be, but I've always wanted to go to San Diego Comic-Con. I've always wanted to go there.
Great.
So it's just hypothetically, not that I have any inside information, but if a movie that I was a co-star in was going to debut at San Diego Comic-Con and I could walk into Hall H with my genitals exposed, that would be a very, very exciting thing in my life.
I mean, that's the only thing that we should do then.
But what if we treat this like WrestleMania? I'll fly you out. I'll fly Granville Jones out. You guys can share a Motel 6, and then we'll head out to not the premiere of Tapawingo.
I mean, you won't have to bear with me if Bear's in. I'll tell you that much.
Dylan, quick
dude, I would love to come out to charming California and see all the stuff that you guys have set up for the premiere. And
well, there's not a premiere. There's no premiere. I want to make sure we're
okay.
very clear on that.
All right. So no hands in cement, none of that kind of thing.
I don't think we're there yet. And then Dylan set me up real good, allegedly, where like if there's a premiere for this movie at Comic-Con and Zane is there and fucking Hey There Boy is there and fucking Cliff from Cheers is there, and then the Shootster is just going to be hanging around in the background being ignored the whole time. And I think he really wants to see that and get it on phone video.
That'd be great.
Hey.
Dude, did you get to meet Rats on set?
No, he was rap before I got there.
He's great, man.
I used the jargon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's great.
You know what I got at the end? At the end of 14 days of filming, Bo, I got my martini.
Did you knock a light on the John Cena?
No, that's another thing, Dylan. If you ever end up hiring Bo got a chance to stand next to John Cena for roughly 32 seconds and knocked light rigging on top of him.
He survived.
Love that.
It was good.
Another thing before I know you got family and you're just going to pop on, but Batman 2 is delayed until 2027. That will be 5 years from the original Batman. Bo thinks it's because the Penguin was such a huge success. I think it's because these maniacs can't stop themselves from trying to. Oh no, he's gone.
No.
He told me he would only have us for a second. All right.
Pull the plug.
I was setting up such a great fucking story too. Is he back?
I'm back.
What are you doing?
I get phone calls. What can I do?
The white man hasn't been good to you, for God's sakes. Come on.
What was Bo saying? What is Bo saying it is?
Bo thinks it's because the Penguin did so well that they're like getting more stuff involved with that whole franchise. I think it's because James Gunn can't keep it out of his pants to start this giant cinematic universe. They want this new Superman and this new Batman to be doing things together.
I think, I assume you're asking me what I think. I think it's more of that. I think it's James Gunn. Look, Penguin's going to be great. They're doing whatever they're doing with it. I'm sure they're going to include that or, push that into whatever they can. But I don't know how long they have Colin Farrell for, but I think it's more James Gunn. I think James Gunn is a good storyteller and a good director, and most of his stuff has been good or better. I'm sure there's something in there that we would hold as questionable. I think there was a cheerleader video game he had, I think, that was questionable. But
really?
I think it was Lollipop Cheerleader. Was that him? Or
that sounds familiar.
Chainsaw.
Yeah, there you go. Which, when you look at the idea, you're like, oh, this could be good, but it was not good. But for the most part, he's really good at his job, and I think he's like, I've got ideas for this, and it's not going to go down that way, and I think it's a lot of that. Let's make sure we get our stuff inserted first before we go into Elseworlds, Batman, and that kind of stuff.
See,
that's right.
What makes me nervous about it is I think the way to make a successful Superman movie is to focus on Superman, and you have Green Lantern is a gigantic superhero in this universe. I know it's Guy Gardner. It's not the one Bo's got the big old throbber for, but there's Hawk Girl. There's the other dude, the Metamorpho. I don't know who that is, but like they're introducing like 10 characters, and what it looks like he wants to do is do another Suicide Squad or another Guardians of the Galaxy, because let's be honest, that's what he excels at, and that is the exact opposite of the way you should treat Superman, in my opinion.
I don't know, man. I mean, it's hard for me to say not to let him kind of take the reins and do what he wants. If he has a plan, it seems to work. And you look at whether it's Guardians or Suicide Squad, the good one, the characters that we remember from like Peacemaker coming out of that, people were like really excited to see his show, except for Chad. People really
Chad
excited
was not.
to, go on with that. And even what was it? Was it Deathstroke? What was the character's name, Bo? That was the replacement for Will
Vigilante.
No, for Will Smith's character in that movie.
Not Deadshot, but
Deadshot.
Well, Deadshot was Will Smith's character.
Will Smith's character.
What was the other one? Well, it's like they're the same character, right? Well, whatever is. Well, look,
Was that Idris Elba in the other fucking Suicide Squad movie?
Yeah, it was Elba, but I don't remember the character's name. Whether it's that or whether it's going over to Guardians and saying like all those characters came off really well in a like a DF level team in Marvel that no one knew anything about, but everyone loved Peter Quill when he came out of it. Now I know what you're saying. Superman is the character for DC supposedly. I would contend Batman, but DC was supposed to be the first superhero. I get it, man. I don't think you should. I don't know. I don't think you can discount if James Gunn's like, I got an idea. I'm like, all right, he probably knows what he's doing.
I also don't think that Superman, they're going to be able to do a good job, because Superman's ideals are not Hollywood's ideals, and they're old school, and they're just not what's being pushed forward as far as superhero movies go, especially with anti-heroes. So like I hope he does. I'm rooting for it, because I think a cool Superman movie is impossible right now. And if they figure out a way to do it, then that's going to make me happy. And I would love to be invested. I love Batman. Like I love a lot of those heroes on that side of it. And the Penguin was great. I thought the Penguin was really cool. I
would love a Superman movie where he's like the elder statesman. Like he's like the older superhero guy that's been around for a long time. I'm tired of like getting the young Superman, like the guy who just started.
I agree.
Like, let's get one where he's venerated, he's established, he's, like a Kingdom Come thing where like there's a new generation of superheroes that are maybe willing to kill or something, where it's like not quite the old school mentality that Superman represents.
They're all going to be chicks. I mean, if you do that now, they're going to sex swap and race swap all those heroes. And if that you don't care about that, then that's fine.
Well, that's Dr. Midnight, all them.
I haven't looked into what this one is about at all. I've actually been trying to ignore it all. So what are they pulling from for this?
Well,
I know some of that.
They have the super dog, which is like the craziest thing. Like they have Crypto.
I don't need
super
that.
Dog.
I don't need
and
Crypto.
He's like pulling Superman. Like it's just like, wow, that's like a way not a modern way to do things.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Bo. It's Rocket Raccoon. It's immediately plucked the heartstrings of your audience, because this guy deals and dabbles in exclusively emotional pornography. And if you watch that Guardians 3 movie, or you watch the relationship with Rooker and fucking Quill in the Guardians 2 movie, he wants to make you cry in the superhero movie, and I'm not there for that. I'm not there to worry about that fucking dog.
Yeah, but I think there's a lot of people who are. That's I think the difference.
Well, I hope they enjoy it. it. Suicide Squad didn't make money. Guardians 3 is viewed as a success in the lens of everything else was flopping around it. I hope he does well. I hope it does well. All right, Dylan, you can go. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I appreciate seeing y'all. Jim, good seeing you. Glad
seeing you, brother.
I love you.
Talk to you soon.
Love you in that way.
Nice
so I
to
want
meet
you to
you,
know
Dylan.
that. There he goes. There's my guy, Dylan. He goes, I got 3 minutes for you tonight. I'm like, all right, man, that's cool.
All right.
Look, Bo, I'm fucking rooting for it, but what gives you any type of an indicator that they're going to get this right, other than it's James Gunn?
That's the only thing to hang your hat on, because they've tried this for 20 years and it hasn't really worked. They let Christopher Nolan do his thing, but he got too much credit, so everybody else got mad. And so now, like, they got to keep doing it differently, to where it's all like, I don't know, like the MCU worked, but generally that doesn't work.
Right.
To act like that's so easy or such an easy thing to pull off is so stupid to me.
Yeah, but it's never worked
not.
again. It's never worked again.
It worked maybe for 8 movies, but they've made 32 or so, like, I don't even know where we're at now, but it's just one of those things where it's like it worked for a while, but it's not going to work in the same way because people are sort of used to it or want to see something different or feel different beats from those sort of movies, TV shows, and all that. And also, it's too much shit to keep track of. Like, back in 2008, there was not this proliferation of streaming content and things where you could kind of pull that off a little more. But now it's like there's so many more opportunities to entertain yourself out there that the idea that you're going to stick with like 17, 18 movies in one shared universe seems kind of dated to me.
It's not just the movies, though. I think they saw him in Peacemaker and said, this is a guy that can do both. And first of all, they both have proven you can't do both successfully as of right now. Like the Marvel shows, I would say started off okay, but they've had more flops than they have successes. And the DC shows actually were doing better, as you pointed out, than the movies for a time.
Well, and Peacemaker,
PC
was such a narrow scope. Like it was such a small like corner of that whole universe that's why I think it worked. Like if you try to like tie everything into the bigger everything, everybody's going to see it as lesser because it's not an Avengers movie or it's not a, $200-300 million effects piece or something.
I think that they had an opportunity to do something different. I think that the reason why the MCU worked is no one had pulled that off before. Nobody had done anything like that. And then what DC should have focused on is they made their mark and now they're languishing. Instead of trying to do what they did 15 years ago now, what can we do that's different? And the answer is the Penguin. The answer is these motherfucking superheroes. Christopher Nolan gave you the path where it's not fantastical, epic fucking galaxy defining moments. It's more grounded, it's more gritty, it's more street level.
I think that's where they would find more success, is staying in that realm because if you look at Marvel now, they're stuck in this whole thing where everything's got to be a multiverse, everything's got to be portal jumping and people encountering each other and all this stuff where it's too complicated. Like it requires you to have a base knowledge or a base sort of experience when you do all the multiverse crap that you don't need if you do a more sort of straightforward film.
How can you call the guy on the right progress over the guy on the left? People get too twisted up that it's a Zack Snyder verse. But if you just want to talk about somebody that looks the part, there's no fucking comparison.
Everybody's mad that Paul Kent is a fat schlub instead of Kevin Costner or whatever.
I do love Kevin Costner. I'm not going to sit here and say that you don't. But you went away from potentially the best, the person that I think looked the most like Superman when I think of Superman in all of these different renditions to this dork. And it's not his fault that he's a dork, but he's a fucking dork. All right, Jimmy, help me out here.
Andy and Petra Schonard, thank you for the $50 super chat. How about another Spawn movie with current CGI, but comic accuracy?
Yeah, I think they could do. I mean, the problem is that they've been talking about doing a Spawn movie for as long as I've been an adult.
Every other weekend, McFarlane's talking about how they're making a Spawn movie. And like it's been 12 years.
Now we are getting we did get the Ranger and the Bronco, and we are getting 28 years later because those were three things that they promised for decades.
I think it could eventually happen, but I also just, if there was momentum to make a Spawn movie, it would have happened by now. Like, I don't know.
They would make it. They would bring his race up. Like, that they wouldn't be able to make a Spawn movie the way they should make a Spawn movie because he's a cool character.
I'm telling you, kids are going to want to see the original Spawn. You get back Michael Jai White. You get Martin Sheen.
Don't lie. Have you seen Michael Jai White recently? He can play fucking Spawn.
Shit. Why not? Fucking
John Leguizamo. Everybody loved him in the naughty fucking, what is that David Harbour movie that we just watched? One Naughty Night where he's standing. Yeah. Bring the whole cast back. Just make a good movie this time.
Yeah.
All right, Bo, it's your turn.
How about wait? Is it different? I don't see a different quote up.
What?
Bo, I thought I was supposed to read a super chat. Oh,
just say hey there, boy.
Hey there, boy.
What the fuck?
Sorry, I thought I was supposed to read another super
chat. Here's the problem: is that people clip this shit and then they're gonna fucking show what a weirdo you are, and that's gonna follow you throughout your life.
Yeah. Don't worry, I already had the stroke in the last episode.
It really seemed like it at the time. Andy, thank you so much, buddy. Thank you so much. And I would agree. What I'm very excited about is the the Constantine movie that Keanu Reeves is in, and that small, tiny fucking cabal of nerds online are mad they're not making the Constantine version of the television show that was out. I'm like, how about you take the most charismatic and beloved fucking movie star that we have now and make another one of those movies that was ahead of its time and better than anybody wants to admit that it was.
Yeah, it's weird how like Keanu Reeves keeps being successful actor, but people still want to give him shit or say that he sucks.
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh, I'm sorry, all of his movies keep being hits, and he keeps being really popular, and he keeps being the star. Like
Everybody
I know
loves
you all
him.
think he sucks, but sorry, he made 4 movies for one franchise, and then a bunch of others that people seem to like. So
They really
I don't
seem
know
to
what
dig him.
tell you.
And by the way, an IP that didn't exist before and has spawned television shows by itself now. Like, it's pretty fucking incredible that John Wick is what it is now.
He's a likable part of a 3rd Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
And I didn't even know that. You know what, that upsets me. I really. How the fuck is that thing cranking the money that it's cranking? Like, what am I missing?
Especially after it killed everybody with COVID-19. It was
Yeah.
a big 2019 movie. Everybody got infected. Biggest killer of all films. Sonic 1.
People going out to the fucking theater and getting so
It
funny.
was the only successful film of January 2019.
Thank you, Andy Schroeder. You are a gentleman. Now we're going to show this to Jester. Don't like wrestling, and me and Bo do, so it's going to be really tough for him to watch. Yeah.
Wow.
Wrestling should be fun. I've always said that.
Wow.
Sure should.
So great.
Tim Herman, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hoping for a Tapawingo update. Saw it once and it was amazing. I want to see it again.
Yeah, well, I can't confirm anything, Tim, but what I can tell you is that if you want to see it in 8 to 10 markets and you want it to eventually, if it does well in those 8 to 10 markets, get some sort of a streaming deal, and you want it to have a cool premiere in a place like San Diego Comic-Con, that I don't know anything about any of that. That's what I can tell you.
All right.
Yeah, including Richmond and some other places that maybe some listeners would be able to access, maybe Atlanta, Georgia. So,
Really?
yeah, it's possible, Bo. I mean, excuse me, it's impossible, Bo, because I have no idea what's going on. But yeah, nice streaming deal with a company that fucking wants to get it out there and wants to do. There's no way I'm going to get my own character poster. There's just no way that's going to happen. So, very excited about that. Thank you, Tim. Very kind of you.
Lori Wagner, thank you for the $20 super chat. Tapawingo needs to be seen by everyone.
Yeah, I think so. Jim, you saw it, right?
Yeah, I saw it that first premiere we went to together, where Ant-Man fell up the stairs.
That was the Virginia Movie
Yeah.
Festival at Charlottesville, at
Yeah.
the University of Virginia.
Is Ant-Man still with us?
I think he's he's the #1 Pie Tasters fan, and so
Oh.
that's why he's at the Pie Tasters show tonight instead of here with us here this evening. Yeah, but
I need a skanking video of it.
Yeah, I would like
Hefty
that too,
skankers.
actually.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen him do that.
The Hefty Skankers. All right, let's take a look at. I wanted you boys to look at this. I did not watch this ahead of time. I'm glad Kevin Smith is in the room. May he R.I. Fish, Roger Ebert. I think Drab just popped in and popped back out.
I saw
I
a
know.
video Drab did about his children's soccer program.
Oh yeah, that sounds amazing.
I said this is quite an interview.
Well, he's been watching EB talk about nothing but his kid playing lacrosse for the past
Right.
10 years. So
Right.
what else is he going to talk about? What else is he going to learn is what you should be doing on the radio.
I would love to see fucking Drab open up that DeMatha bill. That's how I would love to fucking see that.
That would be, they are some public school ass kids. That's what I know. Holy shit. Those are some DEI raised children if I know anything. God damn. All right, so this is Robert Ebert reviews from 1988. Bo, are you a fan of the film The Great Outdoors with John Candy and
Yeah,
Dennis Franz?
of course.
I meant Dan
Dennis
Aykroyd.
Franz, number 2, Billy.
Fantastic movie. I did not look at this because I'm positive Ebert's going to kill this movie, and I love it. But I watched about the first 5 seconds, and his set is going to make you guys so happy.
Dan Aykroyd and John Candy have
Ah,
I mean, nobody could get a fucking moist towelette and dab this guy's forehead for him. Holy shit.
It was like they literally interrupted him.
Yeah. Interrupted what? He was sitting in a sauna? Like, what the fuck was he doing?
I'm here searching the card catalog.
Look at how much memory do you think that computer behind him has?
Oh my God.
The average watch has more.
Oh, boy. Why didn't he put the pile of books in front of him so he wouldn't see he's passed away. I don't want to make fun of the man's physique.
Have been and probably will be again two of the funniest guys in the movies. They've given me a lot of enjoyment over the years, but unfortunately, none of that enjoyment comes in the great outdoors.
I knew once he was praising them exclusively up at the front, I said he's about to shit fucking all over.
Can you imagine shitting? Like, what the fuck are you looking for in the great outdoors that those two guys don't deliver?
No shit.
It's exactly. I mean, I don't. It's like an exact example of what those two guys do. I don't know what more you want.
And they just take like a fucking and they have no ability to not look at that movie the same way they would look at Casablanca, or fucking on the waterfront. It's like no. This movie is supposed to be dumb and feature these two fucking comedic typhoons and earthquakes racing around on a jet boat and have. Yeah, John Candy fucking water skiing over all the fucking kids and hitting himself in the dick. All the fun stuff.
One of the big nothing movies of the summer of 19.
Big nothing movies, he called it.
Comes in the great outdoors. One of the big nothing movies of the summer of 1988. Starring Candy and Aykroyd as brothers-in-law who wind up at the same Wisconsin resort. Here's Candy and his family checking into this strange place that they remember fondly from years ago.
Yeah, this looks terrible.
Don't mind Wormer. She hates people. Wormer, shut the freak up. What can I do you for?
What happened to that that
So
dog's
they like
face?
it, but they didn't.
What?
I don't. Like he was like crapping on the premise, like that they went to this place when they were kids, but they don't like it now, or it's bad now, or something. I don't know.
The premise is fantastic. It's a fucking asshole brother-in-law that shows up with his weirdo family. It's like staying with there's a bald ass bear, there's a bald headed bear, there's a bat. The scene with the bats flying around inside the cabin and they're all dressed up for battle and hitting it with fucking tennis rackets and shit. And he has to hit it with the fly swatter so that everybody can sleep at the end of the night. That alone is worth the $750 to get into this son of a bitch.
I did pull up the top 10 films of 1988.
Yeah, pretty strong, I imagine.
And I gotta say, from looking at it, I can see why Great Outdoors is in this list, but it has some unfair competition.
Give us the top 4.
All right. Number 5, Twins.
4. All right, well, you're just going to do whatever you want. You're fucking out of control.
I'm starting at number 5.
Goddamn vigilante.
Number 4, Crocodile Dundee 2.
All right, this is in the same realm as Crocodile Dundee 2.
All right, but number 3, Coming to America.
All right, that's a classic.
That's tough.
Number 2, Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
That's a fucking all-timer.
Right.
It's a genre-defining film.
And number 1, Rain Man.
So Great Outdoors should be in the top 10 on a list like that.
I would think so, but I mean, this is grossing. It's money.
Yeah, but it's not like 84 and 83. Like that's what it was like Empire and Jedi and Raiders and Back to the Future. Like there's some insane lists in the early 80s as far as top 10 movies.
Yeah, 88, you got Beetlejuice, you got Fish Called Wanda.
Some people have seen those films.
Naked Gun.
Porcupine quills. Loves porcupines, hates people. She's in heat, too. Too bad you're not a dog.
And then the uninvited guest, Dan Aykroyd and his family, turn up unexpectedly. Look at the way they bust into this quiet little domestic scene.
I will be Bert. A guy named Bert.
Anybody home? Shalana the Woods Temptress with Horny the Bear, Smokey's cousin.
I suppose that a scene like this is supposed to be funny, where they're talking about the advantages of a wonderful Wisconsin landscape, but somehow the whole movie seems sort of lame.
I see the underdeveloped resources of northern Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan. I see a syndicated development consortium exploiting over $1.5 billion in forest products. I see a paper mill, and if the strategic metals are there, a mining operation. A greenbelt between the condos on the lake and a waste management facility.
And then there were a lot of sight gags, including this one where a bear is jumping up and down on John Candy.
Yeah, there's no entertainment value in this at all.
Nothing funny about a bear jumping on someone.
By the way, this is the guy that said it looks kind of lame, this fucking movie. This motherfucker right here.
On Candy.
Shit.
Oh, Roman! Wow! Wow!
I know what I'm watching as soon as this stream is done.
I know.
Jimmy, Great Outdoors is like top 10 for you, right?
It's gotta be. This movie is so goddamn funny.
Uncle!
The Great Outdoors was written and produced by John Hughes, the same man who wrote, produced, and directed last year's very funny movie named Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
That is it's a pretty funny movie.
Yeah. Is it funny? I haven't noticed.
That one stars John Candy and Steve Martin as two guys who are linked together in a whole series of adventures. It's almost as if with this movie, he took everything that didn't work in the first one and shoveled it into the second one.
There is nothing similar about this movie and that movie, other than it's two funny dudes doing a movie together.
Yeah, John Candy's in both. That's
what the fuck is this dude?
Doesn't work at all. I give it 1 star, and I'm Roger Ebert.
1 star.
Holy shit.
You know what I give 1 star?
thumbs
I
up
was
his
about
ass.
to say something really mean. I'm not going to say it. I was about to say something super cruel about his.
Stick it down his throat if it was there.
Tim Herman, thank you for the $2 super chat. I love the Great Outdoors.
Don't we all?
I like Santa Claus. He reminds me of that kid in line of A Christmas Story with that fucking super chat. Thank you, Tim.
Erwin Fletcher, thank you for the $5 super chat. Sad that this is.
Bo, you don't need to double down on that fucking bit.
And that this is where the X-Men make their MCU debut. Love you, boys, and Merry Christmas.
Where do they make their? Are they confirmed to make their debut?
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, what were we
were talking about DC movies for one, so I don't see why the X-Men would be making their debut. In
All right,
DC
let me ask you a
movies.
question. Who the fuck? How can you possibly be excited for a Fantastic Four movie? How can anyone be ginned up for that? Like, that's going to take us into the next phase of Marvel's renaissance.
4th time's the charm. Like, I don't know.
They did 2 sequels.
Here's the thing: I love the Fantastic. Like, it's one of my favorite teams. I love.
How can you
them,
say that?
but
How can you say that?
Because I just always have. I don't know. They've always been great, but I can't say I've read one of their recent books or would be excited for a movie because I just don't think they seem to know what makes them work. I mean, I guess putting it back in the 60s or something might make it a little more easy, but it's also like they're related. They're a family. They go on exciting adventures. I don't know how you
do. They
do.
Do they go on exciting adventures, Bo?
Oh, the microverse, the negative zone.
What about the Fantastic
What about
Four?
Blastar? What about Annihilus?
Isn't Wolverine and the Gray Hulk and Spider-Man, aren't they all in the Fantastic Four at one point?
I mean, look, if you want to make a successful Fantastic Four movie, it'd be Ghost Rider, Wolverine, Hulk, and Spider-Man.
That's not bad. How about they make an X-Force movie where it's that team with Deadpool and Punisher and Archangel and all those fucking guys?
That'd be great.
Is that the one where they go kill
Apocalypse Kid?
Yeah, they shoot the Apocalypse Kid in the head.
Uncanny X-Force.
You don't know that one, Jimmy?
I don't know, but that sounds amazing.
It's fucking dope. It's like the X-Force. I think Psylocke's in it too. Phantom X.
Yeah, they find out that Apocalypse has a baby boy running around, and they need to go kill him. But some of the team is conflicted about killing a child.
Not Phantom X. He blows his head off.
Yeah. Well, yes.
Spoiler alert. And I believe they travel around in a spaceship that's actually Phantom X's like ego or like his inner ear or some shit.
His gal pal, Eva.
I love it. Give it to me.
Andy and Petra Schoenhardt, thank you for the $20 super chat. Ebert with Preconscious Nothing Burger. This is gold, Jay.
I couldn't believe it. And then there is no way that even if it wasn't the cut of your jib, a John Hughes movie with Aykroyd and John Candy is a 1. They could stand there and stare at a fucking wall, and it's a 2.5. It drives me nuts.
I mean, I would say he doesn't know what funny is, but at least he gave Planes, Trains, and Automobiles some credit. But I mean, not
but that's an all-timer. Like that's the
That feels
definitive
like-
Thanksgiving
Yeah.
movie.
It feels like he likes Steve Martin, and that was why he gave him more credit.
Has Steve Martin ever made you laugh?
Oh yeah,
In what?
The Jerk.
Oh, get the fuck! Everyone says that.
I love The Jerk.
The Jerk is so dated. There isn't one laugh.
It
in The Jerk.
is, but it's I don't know.
Like Three Amigos.
Yeah, but that's the whole premise is fucking outrageous in the Three Amigos.
Well, yeah.
It's him, Martin Short, and Chevy. I mean, that's.
I know that's a combination.
Why did they
Murderer's
cut
Row.
him out? Why is it only Martin Short and Steve Martin now? And like Chevy Chase shows up
Well,
at their gigs. It's
Dude,
very
did
strange.
you see Martin Short did SNL the other week, and he finally got in the 5 Timers Club, and I was like, how the fuck is that? Like, why wasn't he in it way before that?
Because he made Jiminy Glick and he made that Just Cause movie that fucking
yeah.
stupid Jim likes, where he gets stung by the bee in the back of the plane. That's why.
You can't argue with the laughs.
Shit. I guess not. If you have the Jester family sitting down in front of that thing, it's like Eddie Murphy
Master of
Raw.
Disguise.
Yeah, hell yeah.
The Jester family. Good Lord.
It's like the Dylon sketch of fucking the Chappelle show whenever Jimmy's watching that. Thank you, Andy. God bless.
Hank Hart, thank you for the $5 super chat. Chad, could you take on the old 96er? Cheers.
No, I'm not. I like steak, but you guys would be very disappointed in me if you went out for a steak with me. I get petite fillets all over fucking town, and
Really?
I don't even like a ribeye. Yeah, like it.
Wow.
Yeah, and steak has got to be. I am a fucking snob. It's got to be
Nice
cooked perfect for me to
9
enjoy
to
it.
12 joint.
That's exactly it, Bo. And then because I like steak, but I get full up on it. I don't like the marbling. I don't like chewing a fucking mouthful of fat, which is all of those other cuts that everybody bangos on about
You need some
constantly.
of that melt.
I don't want that, man. I want a nice medium rare fucking fillet that's seared perfectly. Yeah. So you'd be very disappointed. Now Jimmy was going to eat. How much was it? Because you were going to eat steak for 6 for 1, right?
Yeah, right.
Toilet seat size.
Bo, we had it lined up, and then the listeners just scared the shit out of me. I wouldn't let Jim do it, which is crazy because he ultimately had a heart attack anyway. We should have just fucking done it.
Would have been so much
Way
better
to
if it was
go,
on
Jim.
the mic.
All right, Jimmy, Google how big the steak for 2 for 1 is at Ruth's Chris. And I believe we said you were going to eat 3 of them, correct?
Yeah, there's no Googling necessary. I'm very familiar with the
Oh,
product.
you have it committed to memory?
It's 40 ounces of steak for the 2 for 1.
Wow, that's a Sublime song that I really enjoy. By the
And
way.
a D12 song, I believe.
40 ounces of steak, fish for me to feel good, even though I feel bad. So you were going to eat 120 ounces of steak.
Yeah, I say bring on the old 96er and take me to God.
Yeah, I'm excited for
Vaya
you to
con
die.
Dios.
Now, Bo, we are taking him up to Shady Maple, which is the world's biggest buffet.
I've heard of that. It looks amazing.
It does.
All right, so I did find
I
another.
don't know
How much?
I feel about that.
All right, so I got 2 things for us to watch here. All right, I have to piss. Can you guys hold it down? Are you gonna be too scared?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
You sure?
We'll talk about
Fine.
wrestling.
All right, Jimmy, you
First
talk
Marinara
wrestling. with Bo?
Arena.
That's fine.
Yeah,
First
WWE
Marinara Arena. That's what Bo just said.
Bo, I would
Yeah,
actually
should
like
be
for you to
delicious.
step foot in that arena again because they have completely redone it and it's
Oh,
like
really?
the Patriot Center now.
I haven't been there since No Mercy 2003.
Holy
where,
shit, man.
Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar in a biker chain match.
Oh, man. I bet
And,
that was fantastic, though.
And I think Stephanie McMahon wrestled and Linda threw the towel in or something. I don't know. John Cena had a match. Eddie Guerrero versus Big Show. I'm trying to think. Zach Gowen was there. That's how long ago it was. Good Lord. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think of the Ravens so far? They gonna pull it off? They gonna keep chugging along?
I mean, I want to be excited because they're getting hot at the right time, but it seems so are the Kansas City Chiefs. But this is also
I know,
what the Ravens did last year.
AFC's dicey, man. I
It
don't
is.
know.
But last year, they took on the better teams in the league and they beat the living dog shit out of them. But then when it comes down to win or go home, they freeze when it comes to that. Here's that hill that you just can't quite get over.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
I took the kids to a bowling alley earlier.
Okay.
and they had that
White trash.
Chiefsaholic, they had that Chiefsaholic documentary on at the bowling alley, so I couldn't hear any of it. But I got to see all the super fans of the Chiefs, and I was just like, "What a
Ugh.
bunch of fucking losers!"
They really are the worst people on
Like,
earth.
fucking go to hell. They should be
Piece of
happy anybody's
shit.
talking to you. You fucking assholes.
Sea sucker.
I'm a big Chiefs super. I bet you are.
I bet you, and I bet you have been too.
Here's what I know: the Chiefs have been shit for most of my life. The last fucking 7 years, they've been good. Fucking, and the rest of my life has been Trenton Green, fucking maybe making them half relevant.
The
Priest Holmes.
Schottenheimer years are pretty good.
Yeah, Priest Holmes.
Yeah.
He's good.
You want to see something I put up on the store that no one will buy? I'm so depressed about it.
Oh no.
It's kind of funny. Hank, thank you, bud. So I went to, when I wasn't canceled, I was invited. The DC Defenders really wrapped their arms around the Shootster, and he had them.
Oh shit.
And I got to hold the shield up at the stadium and did all this shit. I had the coach in, I had the GM on, I had Cardell Jones on, I had all this great stuff, and they were in the middle.
Jones.
Yeah, I went all in on
Oh,
Cardell
hey, right
Jones. And they
worked out better than the other guy.
certainly did. And they were going to go to the playoffs. I think they were like the best team in the league. COVID murdered them.
Yeah.
So I went to the game and I bought a Cardell Jones jersey because I was so fucking steamed up. And I never wore it because of COVID, and I got, canceled and all this shit. So I found it in the back of the closet, and I put it up online for $20 on the site, and it has been there for a month. Nobody will fucking. And I'm like, how could you not? And I look at it, I'm like, look how, Bo, you'd appreciate this. Look at this beautiful XFL logo that I got here with the 3XL.
Here's what I know: I might be logging on after we get done here. Tell your wife to send me another sticker or something.
I got you. I'll put one in there for you. But I also wanted to say, if people are looking for Jimmy's gear, he doesn't have his out, but we do have a brand new Chad Duke Show Gaming Outlaw Edition logo shirt up on the website. Turned out pretty great.
Yeah, that looks great.
It does look great. Hopefully, we're going to have some news on that as soon as John Rage stops fucking my butt. So if you want that, go get it on the site. I appreciate that. Thank you.
He gifted so many memberships earlier.
I know. I feel bad trashing him the way that I have this whole time.
Tim Herman, thank you for the $2 super chat. When can I buy my Big Dog merch?
When indeed.
I should have an update on that hopefully by Tuesday.
Look, we should have Mad Dog and Big Dog shirts.
Oh,
I
man.
love that.
Should be a contest.
A little combo purchase.
Yeah.
The dog and dog connection. That's what we should definitely call it.
D2D.
Give a Dog a Bone Productions featuring the Mad Dog and the Big Dog.
Hey, Jim, remember at Beach Blast 97?
The Mad Dog, Bo Schembechler. The Big, Dog, Jim Jester. The two gay outlaws.
Oh,
We got 2 words for you. Yeah, I bet you fucking knew.
Yeah, fucking ass sex.
Ass sex.
Ass to ass.
Ass
Ass to
to
ass.
ass.
Hefty skankers.
Is that a Feed Me More? Ass to ass. You guys are on top of the cage. Is that the Bushwhackers or the Bag Whackers?
Bushwhacker Jim, Bushwhacker Bo.
God damn, that's funny.
Mark Borger, thank you for the $10 super chat. Can I join the hefty skankers?
I don't know. Well, I mean, there's some hefty skankers at that pie taster show tonight. I guarantee you that much. Fuck me.
What are the odds somebody blows out an ankle at the skank?
Oh, God.
I mean, I've done it. I mean, I have fucking done it. So the odds are pretty goddamn high. Thank you, Mark. You guys keep sending $2 super chats. I'll stay on all fucking night. I got no one that loves me. I wanted to bring this up to you boys too.
I love the NFL. I love the NFL. But Christmas is our day.
Oh, snap.
Oh, wow.
I love the NFL. I love the NFL. But Christmas is our day.
Yeah.
That
Is
was
it?
before he heard about the ratings.
Well, they didn't They didn't give them the Christmas jerseys like Adidas used to do.
Oh,
They used to get those red, green, blue, white, those fancy
Sure.
Christmas jerseys, and now they don't get them. And
You think that's why? Well, everybody was they were all puffed up. They were feeling themselves.
No. I think for many years the NFL didn't think they could sell 1 to 3 games, and then it turned out they could. And
Oh, yeah?
so they decided to make as much money as possible.
There's no evidence of that. There's no evidence. I mean, LeBron just told us the NBA is the NFL's should stay away. It's their territory on Christmas.
Yeah, those are only probably 3 of the 4 most popular teams in the fucking league.
Yeah. Well, the NBA too had 5 games. They were on ABC this time around.
Yeah.
So they're puffing themselves up, like sucking themselves off, feeling themselves, saying how their numbers are up this year. And I'm like, yeah, you have LeBron versus Steph, and you're on ABC, and you got 5 million viewers. Congratulations, go home and whack your bag. Like, you can exist and have a nice little operation over there, but don't fucking don't come out and poke the goddamn bear. Don't poke the goddamn what were you guys called again? The Gay Dogs? What is the name of your tag team? I forget.
The Dog Pound.
The Dog Pound, excuse me. Yeah.
Dogs off the chain. Woo, woo, woo.
Netflix NFL Christmas Day games reach 65 million viewers.
I mean, I will say, I think that's Netflix putting out 65 million. So
sure.
Who knows? But at the same time, people will shell out for the NFL. They will shell out for very little else, at least as far as I've seen. Because when Peacock runs a game, sure, people bitch. When Netflix runs a game, people bitch. But
it's true.
The NFL, I think, a million years ago when they made that whole FCC local broadcast deal or whatever they did, where it's like the game shows up on local TV for that market, and then they can sell it to whoever else outside of there. Like, I think every other league is mad that they didn't set up something like that for themselves, because all the Major League Baseball teams, they own that themselves. Like a lot of the other leagues, they don't have the unified TV package like the NFL does.
Well,
which is why they get the big billions of dollars.
No, they get the big billions of dollars because it's a much more popular sport, and no other fucking organization should compare itself to it as a business entity.
It is much more popular, don't get me wrong, but I think it's also because they make it hard to get, it then becomes much more lucrative when you do get it.
So you think maybe Netflix was puffing up their numbers?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. So here is the numbers breakdown. Average viewership for Chiefs Steelers 24.1, Ravens Texans 24.3. These 2 games are now the top 2 most streamed NFL games in history. For comparison's sake, the NBA had 5 games at 5.25 million for average viewership. The NFL's 2 games, 24.2. That means one NFL game had almost as many viewers, 24 million, as all 5 NBA games combined, 26 million. And that also doesn't include the Beyonce halftime show, which beat all of these motherfuckers. It had 27 million views, which is depressing to me, but it is what it is. That's the way it works for the Super Bowl as well. So,
God damn it.
Yeah, so LeBron can say that, and then both those games sucked. Both those football games sucked. It doesn't matter. Bad football is still way more popular than good basketball, and suck it from the back. Don't even bring it up. Just be happy with your piece of the pie. But he can't help himself because he's a buffoon on top of being one of the greatest athletes to ever live. Now, does that mean that they're going to be not hockey, but horse racing or boxing or any of that shit? I don't know. We'll see. But I think it also coincides with all the other problems they have where they leaned into one side of a political argument and their players just take extended periods of time off, letting you know that they don't care. There's a whole bunch of other problems. Their jerseys are unrecognizable 50% of the time when you turn on the fucking games. And then, all this age of superstars with Durant, Steph Curry, and LeBron, they're all going to be on their way out, and you do not have a new generation of superstars to replace them that are as easily as identifiable. So it's definitely an onion. It's not just one issue, but keep the NFL's name out of your fucking mouth is what I would say, and just enjoy yourself. Bo just bailed out.
Oh, no. What now, was he prompted with a question to give that type of response, or did he just kind of just say that?
No, Adam Schefter tweeted that out. I mean, I'm sure he was asked. And it was a thrilling game. Like it was 2 superstar two big teams that have a rivalry, and it
Right.
came down to the end of the game, and I'm sure he was feeling himself, but numbers don't lie.
Yeah, I don't know. And I know you want to think that you're the king of your sport. You want your sport to thrive the best it can, but you should know that the NFL is just a monster that you cannot screw with.
Well, then play every night. If you're LeBron, don't take a week away because Jay-Z gets arrested or whatever the fuck was going on with that. I mean, then you guys stop with the load management. Realize you play basketball. And go out there in your tank tops and your high tops and realize that 3 NFL games in 15 days or 12 days is way more excruciating than 3 NBA games in 1 week.
For sure.
And the casual fans pick up on that. All right, Jimmy, that's a super chat.
Jason from Connecticut, thank you again for the $5 super chat. Full price again.
I do appreciate the full price orders. Those are the best orders. I see at the bottom of I think he's just saying for his super chats, right? I'm not missing an order from him, I don't think.
Al Sal, thank you for the $10 super chat. Paying the fat tax and Hefty Skankers membership due.
The Hefty Skankers is picking up speed.
Sure is.
All right, Bo. Speaking of Hefty Skankers.
Yes. Sorry, I lost some sort of technological difficulty over here.
Oh, boy. Bo was making out with a Hefty Skanker in the parking lot of the fucking radio station one time when we all looked out the window.
Hey, she's happily married now.
Is she really?
Not to me, but, you know.
That's probably why she's happily married.
I don't know. I remember I saw like 2 old female friends of mine liking some post, and I was like, I don't recognize that last name. And then I clicked on it and I went, okay.
No.
Wow. All right.
Aha.
Yeah.
And then I said, why are you still friends with her? No,
when my ex left me, she could not wait to get married and start having kids. She's like, oh, thank God I'm not with that monster anymore. Oh, thank you, Al Sal. You're a good man. Love you. Kiss your face.
Big Dog Doug. Hey, thank you for the $2 super chat.
Big Dog Clan represent. Hell yeah. Big Dog Mafia.
Thoughts about the Nosferatu movie?
Oh, I can't wait to see it. It's been getting rave reviews. Now, full disclosure, I don't like Lighthouse. I wasn't in love with The Witch like everybody else was.
I liked Lighthouse.
It's too fucking weird, man. Too much ass sex, and then like it's gross. It's like it's real gross.
What was the Viking movie with Willem Dafoe?
Yeah, that was like the Northland.
The Northman.
The Northman. That's pretty good.
That was awesome.
Big muscly fucking goddamn blonde hair, blue eyed, big dick motherfucker just running through people. Do you see what his next movie's gonna be?
No.
Oh, why don't you guess? I'll give you a hint.
Oh wait, Willem Dafoe?
No, dummy.
Oh.
Robert Eggers, the guy that does Nosferatu and The Witch. And don't look it up. I want you to use your brain as your brain, you fucking cheater.
No, I'm looking at Willem Dafoe.
Oh,
sorry.
No, you want to guess, Jimmy? I'll give you a hint. Beloved 80s classic with Muppet-like creatures in it.
Detective Cabretti. No.
Good guess.
The Dark
Crystal?
Not Dark Crystal. It's a good guess. Good guess.
Labyrinth?
Nice.
That's the rumor, anyway, as Doc Holliday would say.
Well, that's one of those things where, like, a remake could be done better. Like,
fuck yeah.
I
would go see that in 2 seconds. I mean, I remember Quentin Tarantino was going to do a Star Trek movie. Like, I love the idea of giving these crazy fucking directors like a mainstream IP and letting them take a crack at it. Why not?
I don't. Yeah. I mean, because you only get the best of both worlds, which is the sensibility of whoever you put in charge of it and the built-in fan base of whatever it is.
Did you ever dip your toe into the world of Ghostbusters 3 that Dan Aykroyd wrote? I think Dan Aykroyd and Ramis wrote it, and it was Ghostbusters in Hell, where the entire structure and the context of New York sunk into hell, and they were like fighting demons and shit, and it sounded way darker than Ghostbusters, and it sounded super cool. And they never made it, of course, because it sounds really good.
That does sound like an awesome premise.
And
though.
Bill Murray is an asshole.
Did anyone get their dick sucked by a ghost?
No, but that is a great scene that I remember they cut out of the TV version that I didn't realize was taking place until my mid-20s.
Like, wait. Make it be a dream. Come on, we can't have him getting his dick sucked by a ghost.
And I love that Aykroyd wrote that scene in for himself. Wouldn't you do the same thing?
Hey guys, look, we're gonna need to shoot this scene. I don't know, the budget's kind of tight. We're really looking on days here.
No, we have to shoot this
no,
scene.
no, we got to. If
I
we don't,
gotta have the ghost suck my dick.
Yeah.
I gotta have the ghost suck my dick.
It holds the whole picture together. What are we doing here if not that?
Bo, are you familiar with the song "Alone" by Heart?
The band Heart, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we talked about it on the show this past week. Jimmy had never heard it, of course. And
My old roommate is guitar tech for Heart.
Is he really?
Yeah, he did this tour this last summer. Until,
Milks?
Anne got
Milks.
sick or whatever.
Let me out that window over there. I'm gonna holler at him.
No, not him.
Oh,
Different
okay.
roommate.
One of my favorite Bo stories. I don't know if we can tell it on you. We can tell it on Rumble, that's for sure. We could definitely get away with it over there.
Someday the uncensored one will come out.
Thank you, Big Dog Doug. So I pulled this. That is an unbelievable song, and it's a very incredibly difficult song to sing. And we were talking about it on the show this past week. And I don't know anything about this band, but I saw the lead singer was very attractive, and so I was like, okay, let's see how this sounds. Because if you're familiar with the song, like you've got to really fucking be able to sing. Like you can't really hide it at all. My wife told me that the first person that ever recorded this song was Blackie Parrish, fucking John Stamos of Full House fame and Beach Boys fame. And I haven't been able to find a copy of that, but I thought this was worth pulling because it's a fucking very difficult song to sing. And I thought this rendition of it is about as good as it fucking gets. I'm sure we'll get claimed for it.
I hear the ticking of the clock.
You think
I'm lying here.
you think men are interested in this woman?
I wonder where you are tonight. No answer on the telephone.
You guys see Jim Brewer over there on the keyboard? I'm fucking teamed up. And also Roddy James Dio on the guitar.
And the night goes by so very slow. Oh, I hope that it won't end though.
When do you hear this broad fucking... This is ridiculous right here. You're ready to get a boner. One of my biggest arguments for the fact that there is no God is that how come that talent didn't get spread around a little fucking bit? Like, how come the three of us can't sing just averagely, and maybe she's can't sing this song the way she's singing it?
Yeah, not the question of suffering, but
yeah,
the question of singing talent.
That's right, Bo. That's right. I don't even give a fuck about what's going on in the Sudan. Why can't I sing this song like this woman?
It's true.
This is the Henley Street Country Club is the name of this band. Free plug. 130 of you. Go check out this fucking thing. I want to listen to a little bit more.
You don't know how long I have waited to touch your lips.
Do you like this song, Bo, or am I killing you with this?
No, it's good.
I fucking love this song.
Dig it.
That is a great rock song.
You don't know how long I have waited, and I was going to tell you tonight.
I wish I was good at anything, man.
But the secret is still my own.
Yeah. I never put together that you had to like try harder to be good at something.
That's a great point. Like maybe some training.
Yeah, like extra effort. Like
reps.
Not just doing practice and then not touching the instrument for another week and then going back to practice.
Well, Bo, you know what Jim's policy is? You just hope.
Hope.
You just have to sit back and hope as hard as you can. And maybe you can wake up one day and belt this fucking song out.
Look.
You ready? You ready for this, Jimmy? I want to be the guy in the bongos.
You know, it's an attitude that served me really well in my life.
What's that? Play the bongos when everyone else is actually doing something?
No, if I'm not good at it right away, don't bother trying anymore.
That's a great. You know what, Bo? Write that down. You know, text that over to me, please, or airdrop it. I was watching that video all afternoon, getting angry. I was like, "What the fuck?" Then I realized they probably rehearsed that song a lot and tried.
Yeah. Look, it's easy if you like practice and work hard. Sure.
That lady's probably not drinking 17 beers just randomly on a stream in front of 90 people on a fucking Saturday.
She's not going, fucking, if I tried, I could do that. Ooh. Coward.
I had that conversation with myself 30 times, banging on the steering wheel on the way home from the fucking store today.
Piece of shit.
You fucking asshole. You spent the 4 hours in that goddamn store making no money, learning how to sing Heart like a real man.
Ray Ross, thank you for the $10 super chat, Fat Tax, and Big Dog Clan membership.
Big Dog Clan. I love it, man. Where my dog's at? We're right here, dog. Yeah. Thank you, Ray Ross. $10 is nothing to turn your nose up at for a brand that has no shirts out.
Jeff Scholes, thank you for the $2 super chat. Need to digest 80s Heart. Ann Wilson was thirsty.
Oh, yeah, she wanted it, man. You could fucking... She wasn't singing about, like, let's go out to dinner and get to know each other. She's like, I want to get your fucking ass alone in a broom closet. Put it in my pooper.
Oh, wow.
Do you think she's singing that fucking hard about the vaginal sex?
Yeah. Don't be naive, Jim.
No.
Sorry.
Jim's like a small young boy. Fucking, we have to learn him in the ways of the world.
Don't be fatuous, James.
I think I was born that way, unfortunately.
Oh boy, fatuous. I get it. I know what you're talking about. He doesn't know what that word means. He thinks it just means fat. Big verbal nod to Harrison Bliss. Thank you for the from La Plata, Maryland, Jim. Maybe I can get you to slide this one on by his house.
Sure.
Ann Wilson was the 80s thirst trap. Hey, man, that wasn't Ann Wilson, though. That's just some random chick fucking is ripping it. Ripping it for real. All right. Boys, I know you've had some big appetites in the past. You're both doing well. Appreciate that. But as a former fat guy that's now a fat guy again that's lost weight in my life, I know you're just a matter of months away from
I'll be
right
fat
back
again
there
soon enough.
Yeah,
I was looking at a Whataburger over in Cobb County today, and I was like, man,
just looking at it.
Well, like, my daughter fell asleep, so like I was like, I should go home, but I really want Whataburger.
Yeah. Yeah, both those things can be true. So I looked this up. This is the biggest buffet in Las Vegas.
And Sears? Really?
Yeah, it's called the Bacchanal. I think that's the way you say it.
Bacchus, the Greek god of excess.
Well, you would know better than I, my friend.
Today we are at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas. We're hitting you up with another buffet review. The Bacchanal buffet.
Look at how classy this place is.
Buffets in Vegas is also the largest buffet in Vegas, with 10 kitchens, 9 chef-attended action stations, and over 250 dishes.
I like a big thing of meat that gets cut.
Yeah, like a giant fucking roast with a machete next to it. Is that what that was?
It was some kind of big roast.
Popular buffets in Vegas is also the largest buffet in Vegas, with 10.
Oh my God! Look at that roast.
Yeah.
Wow. What is that? A brontosaurus shoulder? Like, what is that?
Yeah, Fred Flintstone's getting tipped over.
Hell yeah. You got to slide down a brachiosaurus's head to get that fucking thing.
Kitchens, 9 chef-attended action stations, and over 250
action
dishes.
stations.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
What are action
Because
stations?
the action is they're cutting food and giving.
That's like the carving stations.
Yeah.
I thought it meant like you had to do 12 burpees before they'd give you any crab legs.
Yeah, maybe it's like, technically it's only carving when they're cutting steak, but like if they're giving you a crab leg, it's something else. So they're like action stations.
Bound to find something to satisfy your cravings. They are open Monday and Thursday for brunch.
Look at those fucking prices, Bo.
Jeez.
$80. I mean, crab brunch.
Drab brunch.
Drab brunch.
From 9 a.m.
That's
to 1
only
p.m.
2
at a price
hours.
tag
That seems
of
like a lot.
$64.99.
Because look at,
and from
okay,
1
Monday
p.m.
and
to 3
Thursday.
p.m., for crab.
And Friday
brunch
through
at a price
Sunday, it's
Oh, they're getting you there.
yeah, but that's 6 hours.
Are they only open till 3 p.m.? 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and then 1 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Huh.
$84 fucking dollars. You know how much it is to go to Shady Maple? I don't got to tell you, it's less.
Well,
$79.
I gotta
What?
tell you, I mean, if you shut down at 3 p.m.,
$99.
the likelihood of extreme drunks hitting you. Is
Oh, that's a
pretty
good
low.
point.
Good
Yeah,
point.
you don't want that 8 p.m. drunk crowd coming around your buffet. I don't think.
Yeah, but dude, $84 for a buffet. I mean, you already are eliminating a lot of that.
I think, but again, those people are looking for crab legs, looking for lobster tails,
Yeah.
they're looking for an elevated buffet experience. I think
A bucket of 5 beers is $42. What are we thinking of that?
Blue Moon,
16-ounce draft, Blue Moon Belgian Coors Light, $9.
I dropped the other $5 for. Well, I guess not Peroni or Heineken, so maybe I'm a lot. Modelo, yeah, I might drop the extra 5 for Modelo.
Fucking 15 for a mimosa feels like a lot if I'm spending $84.99 at a fucking.
But you're already in Vegas, like. You should just know it's not going to be good once you're there.
I guess. I thought the reputation for Vegas was you gamble and you get all this shit for free anyway.
But that's the thing. Like, you're not in the gambling area. Like, you can sit at the bar and, like, they might have a slot machine. And then if you feed money in the slot machine, they'll give you free drinks.
Yeah, but you're in a casino to eat at this fucking place.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you go to, like, what is it, Bobby Flay's joint or something, like, in the casino. You don't just go to the buffet.
All right, they're about to start breaking down the seafood offerings. You guys are not going to believe how bougie this fucking place is.
Steamed snow crab legs. Look at these
Those look good.
beauties.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Here
Look at
are
this.
kimchi
Wow,
barbecue oysters and seared scallops.
Wow.
Here's shrimp and grits, and they come with a scallop on the half shell. Here is lobster bisque, only offered on special holidays. A new addition, these are
cube of
poached
bisque.
lobster claws.
Serious question. If I go in there with the express written consent to dead these motherfuckers, could I not just post up in front of the lobster claws and just be like, you're not filling me up with any of this other cream-based shit. I'm fucking eating 70 of these things.
Don't waste my time here.
Scoop of vanilla, scoop of chocolate. Don't waste my time, Bo. That's what I say. But you know what I mean? Like, if you really want to do some work, you stay away from the bread and the bisque and all that shit.
I mean, a lot of businesses are predicated on you just being too polite and ashamed, to not ask for these things. So if you just have at it, it's like, look, we didn't explicitly say you can't do this, but we just didn't think anybody would.
If I got 3 pounds of snow crab legs and 3 pounds of lobster claws, like I've already got my money's worth out of that $84.99.
Mercury's just pouring out of your eyes.
Oh, you're about to pull a
cares?
Just clutch your chest dead center and just keel over into your fucking unloving wife's arms.
Here's New England seafood boil that comes with Dungeness crab, prawns.
What's the odds you and the lady go to Vegas? That doesn't seem like something you two would do.
Oh, Jim and his wife?
Oh, no, you and your wife.
Oh, 0% chance.
I was gonna say, okay.
There's a good chance I go to Vegas.
Yeah.
There's
but
0%
not by choice.
No.
No, you'd have to be.
I'm gonna have to go to Vegas to fucking go to the goddamn pie tasters playing at punk rock bowling to make up for the fact that I'm not at this show tonight.
You're gonna be at the When We Were Young with Shake Me and fucking Blink.
That's what I'm gonna have to do now because of my choices tonight to hang out with you two scrubs.
Mussels, corn, and potatoes. There's clarified butter. Here are
What?
Penn Cove mussels. And
Clarify who that
Hortense
butter's for.
Lambs. They have chilled Dungeness
Clams.
crab legs. And
What are Dungeness crabs?
This guy feels like he's jerking off at the end of every sentence.
Look, man,
Crab legs.
I gotta say it's a pretty impressive buffet. I don't blame him if he wants to
It
shoot a
is.
load
Oh.
into the fucking. Look at all that scrimp, Jimmy.
It's Caesar's.
and shrimp cocktail.
I don't
Loving
know
that the
too many
shrimp
emperors,
are already
but
peeled.
I bet they would be
in
happy.
addition.
Who?
Like Caesar. Like if
Caesar
this
was-
is Caesar's palace and we're
Yeah.
supposed to be doing up things to his standard, I would think.
Oh,
that
you
this
mean the
is-
actual Caesar?
Yeah.
I can tell
Julius
Bo's the
Caesar.
edible has kicked in for fucking Bo
For
tonight.
the steamed snow crab legs, they also offer them chilled. Here's octopus salad.
What?
Octopus salad.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know. Like, how long is that supposed to stay out there?
How about onion rings?
Yeah, how about buffalo wings?
And chilled lobster claws.
Now they got chilled lobster claws. Dude, how many lobsters? Like, is there a lobster farm somewhere the size of FedEx Field just for this buffet?
When they say there's a shortage of some type of seafood, it's places like this that are fucking everybody
That's
else.
exactly what it is. Like what Rogan's talking about, this fucking buffet, the Bacchanal.
Such a beautiful sight seeing them stock some more. Here are.
Oh, they got snails, boys. We got to head out there this fucking weekend.
Let's escargot.
Man, they got snails and clams.
Whelks. These are
All the
Cajun
slime.
poached.
They got all the best slime out there.
Prawns.
Yeah, all the
Here's
gunk
Cajun
that I could eat.
What is this filth?
remoulade,
Those
mignonette,
tiny
French
Tabasco bottles.
I mean, that's worth
looks
the price of
like-
admission. I mean,
mean,
what's a
that's-
full-size bottle? At least
That's
$6.
glass. That's gonna hurt.
What I like to do, Bo, is I like to take one of those tiny ones, open the top, and then just dump it straight down my pea srit.
wedges, horseradish, and cocktail sauce.
Regular
For
Brandon Andrew.
special holidays
Sports
such as
Talk 980.
Christmas, Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, they add some items to the
Peace
menu.
Pea srit. See, for those of you that aren't familiar, what Bo is referring to is we used to work with a guy called Brandon Andrew. And what he used to do is he would take a mini Altoid and he would insert it into the slit of his penis and then have sex with his overweight girlfriend. And then there was a time when that wasn't enough.
Mother of his children. How dare you?
No, this is before the one he's with now, I think. This is the one that looked like Howard Stern, remember?
You probably know better than I do.
Yeah, I do. I met her. And he would roll up a Listerine breath strip and then he would actually funnel the mini Altoids down his urethra with that fucking breath strip. You didn't know this, did you, Jim? We're putting you on some game here.
Doctor says I could pass a baby myself.
That's right. He worked that up that circumference of that bad boy.
The
Pi r
price
squared up in that pee hole.
is also a bit higher too. You'll see items such as oysters on the half shell, and they also beef up their crab leg game.
Here's a problem. I really don't trust others around my seafood. This seafood looks pretty fucking good, especially for buffet seafood, but I don't want all of the creeps that are just into sneezing on seafood to be around the shit I'm going to eat, because that's a big group of people.
Well, also, if I recall, Caesar's has like a proper food court. Like I think
Yeah.
I went and got in line at McDonald's and then got immediate line at Popeyes. So like
Popeyes.
Yeah.
You guys realize that Bo pronounces Popeyes Bopeyes. I just want to make sure everybody
Popeyes.
knows that.
No, I got a bunch of biscuits and like some double cheeseburgers.
But
and it
Bo,
was
you're
pretty good.
trash. This is
I
for
know.
people that are actual human beings.
Yeah, look, there's a Korean whale in this shot here. I can see. Mm,
They sometimes include
sometimes
split
include.
king crab legs.
Look how big those king crab legs
Holy
are.
shit.
Wow.
How about that?
You could do. There is no way that they could ever recover if we went there heavy just to fucking deal with the crab legs and the lobster. There's no way.
No.
Yeah, but I mean, it seems silly to say this, but Vegas, it's all about the odds. Like they know most people in there aren't taking.
Yeah,
their
you're
time.
right. The shitty people that are staying at the MGM and not the Bellagio, they're going to eat all kinds of cornbread and sweet
there's-
rolls.
There's plenty of non-Americans that go in there, and it's like they can't believe it.
Yeah, but the Asians are going to dead them. The Asians are not fucking around when they go into a place like this.
No, and there's people taking
Now let-
things to go more
Like
so than Americans.
Let's have a look at the carving station.
Yes, let's.
The first of two carving sections.
Those look at those.
Good Lord.
Shit.
I mean, are they serving pachyderm? What the fuck
yeah.
is that?
I feel like they just directed a cow into there. They're like, here you go.
All right, get the hippopotamus off the plane and get him into the kitchen as soon as possible.
has two folks carving the meats.
Holy shit!
God
First
damn
up,
it.
roasted bone marrow.
Bone
These are
marrow.
New York Oscars, followed by wood grilled
New York Oscars. What do they do? Just sit there while I make all the funny jokes?
lamb T-bones.
These steaks
Now
talk about
let's-
some non-existent person upstairs.
The chick upstairs that I'm definitely not trying to get merch made for. What the fuck was that all about?
Look at those meats.
Well, these steaks have been
There
getting their apartment renovated for 4 years now.
You're killing it on the Oscar stick.
is smoked brisket, beef steamship, prime rib, grilled
Jesus
tri-tip,
I mean, Jester, you would die just walking past this station.
I could put that piece of meat there with the big bone off right on my shoulder and walk my happy fat ass out of there.
I know, but you couldn't live through it, Jimmy. That's the
It
problem.
doesn't matter.
All right. I mean, I hope you stick around.
Baby back ribs, slab bacon, and honey baked bone-in
You know, I was
ham.
gonna die at Caesar's, but I thought I'd always die at Excalibur.
We got 3 nights for $120 with the buffet included at the Luxor.
Add some barbecue sauce, peppercorn sauce, au jus, or creamy horseradish if you like. Here is mushroom and cipollini
Just
ragu.
pick up the whole pot, take it with you.
Bring on the buffalo spice chicken.
Oh, those wings look pretty interesting, don't they? Did you see those?
Mushroom and cipollini ragu.
Ragu.
Bring on.
Like, he doesn't even take it this seriously. The guy who works there is like, I don't know.
No, he knows that we're just fat nothings, and we don't care that he's mocking this whole premise. Premise,
On
brother.
the buffalo spice chicken wings.
Just strap on your bibs, you fucking animals.
Here's just a giant
Oh my
fucking
God.
vat of mashed potatoes. Is that what that is?
It's
Or
like
that sausage gravy? What is that?
You ever seen Vegas Vacation?
No, Bo. I respect my time.
Your mashed potatoes.
There's a scene where they're at a
Truffle
buffet and they
mac.
like swap the signs. Like one's like chicken, the other's like beef. And he's like,
I'll take
"Is
the
this
blue
beef?"
one.
And he's like, "Oh wait," he switches.
I love that Jimmy's quoting that piece of shit movie. You have no interest in these, do you, Jim? This makes me want to puke.
Brussels sprouts, yeah.
What is that right there? What is that?
Is that
Your pot
bread
pie.
pudding? Oh.
Look at the burnt beans from Cluxties.
Canal sliders. Barbecue
Bucking out
train wreck fries.
Wow.
And some vegan chili.
Vegan chili?
Here's a
I mean,
fucking waste of time.
Why would you put that next to those giant
I don't want any
brontosaurus?
beans in my chili.
Nothing.
Why would I want
possible
vegan
burger
chili?
stroganoff. Water veggie and lentils.
Piss up a rope.
And here comes the second
Whoa.
carving station.
Well, all right. Second
Here
carving
they have-
station. That
Look
right
at
here.
what is that ham stuffed
That's
ham
like
to the left?
wrapped ham. Or something.
If Jimmy was eating it, it would be a turkey dumb fucking.
New Zealand lamb chops, foie gras cognac sauce, roast turkey, truffle turkey juice, porchetta, or
Wow.
This guy
porchetta.
in the rubber
Comment below.
gloves doesn't want to kill himself at all.
Not the fact that this is what it's like. Oh God damn it! How
that
many
smell
fucking,
means jobs, Bobby.
how many coaxial cables are they going to have to snake through arteries at the end of this fucking video?
So which one is it? They also have chimichurri, apple mint chutney, and grilled quail.
Yeah, you
How
come
about
home
that?
with pork tenderloin every day. God damn it, I'm sick of it.
Here are winter root vegetables, cauliflower,
Winter root
broccoli,
vegetables.
They're just trying to upset
Yeah,
everybody.
now it's
Yeah.
just
and
fucking-
roasted carrots.
Here's some shit, baby. Fucking eat.
That keeps the wives quiet.
Here's loaded potato salad.
Wow.
Are you
iceberg
too
wedge
drunk? Here's some roughage.
Salad,
Fucking
butternut
chug this
squash,
down.
and
Oh,
quinoa
that
salad.
looks like it was already
There's
eaten.
some creamy horse
That's disgusting, Bo.
radish. Now let's have a look at the Asian
Hey, look at this old fuck.
station.
Here
There
he
are
is, helping
cuisines
himself.
from
The Asian station probably they think that you're gonna go here first. I think they probably have this positioned before you get to the seafood and the steak.
Yeah.
All this is extra fried too.
I mean, hey, look, if you fry it beyond recognition, it's probably all right.
That's my policy on all Chinese food that I
Oh, look at
order.
that fried rice.
Yeah, bro, you're gonna spend $84.99 and get a
ribs.
big bowl of fried rice? Are you nuts?
Simply not.
Not when I can spend $14 in Radford, Virginia, and get the same.
You know what I'd like to you know what I'd like to ask Asians? I would like to ask them, why do you serve the pieces of the seafood every other culture discards? Like, why do you do that? There's the duck from A Christmas Story over
Yep.
there. I too love dumplings.
some vegetable dumplings, shumai, and barbecue pork buns.
Wow.
That's a big girl.
Here
pork
are
buns.
Korean glass noodles, Kalbi short ribs,
Wow.
and they have all of the Korean side dishes. There's
Let me
pickled
guess.
daikon, cabbage kimchi,
Kimchi,
cucumber
kimchi, and
black
kimchi.
beans, and bean sprouts,
Ooh, fermented
Korean
cabbage,
fried
my
chicken.
favorite.
kimchi fried rice, Of course, they have steamed rice as well.
My favorite bit that my brother does now, because he's married to a Korean, is he pretends now that he loves kimchi, and I know that he doesn't.
Here's citrus taco poke.
What?
Yeah, when I used to work
Ahi
at
tuna.
Enterprise with all those Korean War veterans, they had a lot of comfortable things to say about kimchi.
I bet they did. I bet they had a lot of strong opinions. I'd like to see a one bite only from Dave Portnoy on kimchi. I think that'd be a great fucking YouTube series. All right, let's fast forward. I want to see if there's like a normal food section of this thing. Oh, here's the most replayed part. Let's go to it.
Where's the quesadilla?
Cake and warm cinnamon rolls.
Oh, we're at the desserts,
Oh,
Jimmy.
Ube chiffon cake. These are Vietnamese coffee cups. For gelato, they have wild berry, strawberry,
Wow.
mango, peach, watermelon, banana, chocolate, cookies and cream, and
I will say,
vanilla.
like, sometimes I shit on buffets, but usually the dessert portion is pretty good.
What are you talking about? This thing has been unbelievable. You think this looks bad?
Oh no, Vegas is a different story. I'm saying
Okay.
you know, most.
We did a walkthrough of one in fucking where was it, Jimmy? Was it Dundalk? What was the place? we
Yeah,
looked at?
best buffet.
Best buffet. Please Google best buffet in Dundalk real quick and look at it. I mean, you're not gonna believe. And it's like $19.99, and they have crab legs. You're like, how in the fuck could that possibly happen?
Shit.
Yeah, no shit. You go, Jim.
Still
Yeah. Alec Bordeaux, thank you for the $5 super chat. Jeep tax.
Well, I think it's stupid to own a Jeep, but you don't have to pay a tax to own a Jeep. Thank you, Alec. It's Alec, by the way, not Alex. Jimmy's he's from Dundalk.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a Tacoma tax, Alec, but thank you for the $4.99 super chat. What is that? Is that a boll weevil? So he's eating now, right? Like, see, here's the problem though. Like, this is too bougie for me. These are our hosts. Look at all those lobster claws he's got, though. Is there a white man not married to an Asian person in Las Vegas? Does that happen? Is that allowed?
Well, you know, when you run cable access and you make the shirts yourself.
Let's take a look. This is our most. Oh God, there's the most replayed part.
He kicked her out. He said, "Get out of here."
Fuck out of here! I'm eating these short ribs with my one tooth. That is the worst haircut I've ever seen in my life. No one has ever had a worse haircut. Look how big that watch face is on that. He's clearly not closing his rings. I'm not gonna, dude. Go to the orthodontist. You want to be on TV? How many fucking views does this goddamn video have? 96,000 views. Oh, just get
Thank
fucked.
you for sharing.
All I do now, Bo, is I just watch smorgasbord videos to try to figure out where I'm gonna die.
Well, we all have our hobbies.
Well said, Bo. All right, I did pull this too.
Yeah, I've only been here for, it's my first year. So, their frustrations, go way longer back than I've been here. My job is to, go out there and win games. And, we don't focus on outside noise. The fans are, they're going to cheer.
How many knows are there in this fucking? Go back and let's count.
Yeah.
You ready?
What is this? Pro Wrestling Wednesday on 92.9 The Game.
For it's my first year, so their frustrations go way longer back than I've been here. My job is to go out there and win games, and we don't focus on outside noise. The fans are they're going to cheer and maybe boo sometimes, and you can't react to that. It's not something that we react to. We have a job to do, and sometimes you don't do so well on the job some days, and some days you're pretty consistent. Some days you play a great game. So
that's 15 by my count.
Yeah, 5 times as many points as the Bears scored in that contest.
So the reason I pulled that is he's taking a bunch of shit because he brought up the fact that the Bears sucked before he got there. and people are saying that's a bad answer.
Well, I would say, judging from the Bears' record this year and the last couple of years, it seems like organizational dysfunction is the key component of why they aren't more successful.
True,
but
you can't control that if you're Caleb Williams.
Well, also, you're the rookie, you're the new guy, you're the, supposed to be the leader. Maybe you keep that a little under your hat. I mean, maybe you say the coach has already been blown out. This guy will probably be blown out. Who cares? But the Bears ownership seemed to be petty and distrustful, at least in the past.
But that sentence was, first of all, 25 seconds longer than it needed to be.
Again, he's not good. This is just a long list of things he's not good at.
Now look, this is where he's what he's saying is true. And when Ryan Tannehill came out and said, "I don't want to mentor these little fucks that are being drafted to be my replacement," I agree with him. Like, that's not part of my job.
Yeah.
Go out there if you're Caleb Williams and say, "Hey man, I need to play better. They're booing because I'm not doing my job, and I got to get out there and I got to prepare and I got to work hard. I'm going to get with these guys, and we still got a lot to play for." The same shit the rest of these assholes say.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's been saying that for 8 weeks, and he's just sort of tired.
I don't give
a
fuck. You got one more week to sit there and fail, motherfucker.
But it's also like, you don't have to give these guys anything. Like, if they get anything out of these press conferences, it's a fucking miracle.
Agreed.
So, like, you could just sit there and say whatever you want. You don't have to be honest. You don't have to do, because there's no expectation. Like, so in the grander scheme of, like, just shut the fuck up and just, keep it trucking, like, yeah, Caleb Williams should have done that. But it is somewhat refreshing every once in a while to hear a guy how he actually feels.
And he's not wrong. He is correct about the sorry state of the Bears. But, and you guys both will appreciate this, Roman Reigns used to be some fucking ass on the mic. He used to be some ass, and he was the best looking and the biggest and the strongest, and everybody fucking said he's the next thing. And he ground his fucking ass off and got better at that shit. And for him to sit there and it up and blither on incoherently, it's like, dude, how about you take 1 hour a week and invest it with a speech coach or with somebody that, even a player that handles themselves well in the press conference? Like, how's that not part of your game if you're going to be the quarterback of a team and the spear, the tip of the motherfucking spear for this franchise?
Well, I wonder now, in this age of NIL and guys getting much more responsibility in college and sort of being treated
nobody
as
more than
stars
Caleb
much
Williams,
earlier.
who was a millionaire,
That's what I'm saying.
Got to the
like,
Bears.
Are we going to see more of this where it's like, hey, this ain't my fault, I'm a superstar, these guys suck? Like, is that going to be sort of the modus operandi for a lot of these guys coming out now? Where
he's a weirdo. He painted his nails. His dad asked for ownership. He's a strange motherfucker. He texted the punter and said, "We're not punting at all this year." He's a fucking weird dude. And I think there's a reason why all of the other quarterbacks in this draft class are having success, because they're not fucking weirdos. And it has nothing to do with how bad the Bears are.
Yeah, that's probably true. I just
Who's
think
got a better skill position? You think Jaden Daniels has better skill position players than fucking Caleb Williams does, or Bo Nix? They don't.
They don't.
Nah, I mean, Terry's probably better than most of theirs, but other than that,
Terry's not better than Keenan Allen when he's killing it.
Wow.
They got DJ Moore. They got Roma Dunza. They got two backs. Their offensive line sucks a big bag of dicks.
Yeah.
All right, read this shit.
Stephen Gray, thank you for the $5 super chat. Drunk tax.
Thank you, Stephen. Appreciate that. Now, here's the question, boys. Who's the MVP?
Joe Burrow.
It's funny, but I mean, statistically,
he's the only thing fucking on that team.
I agree.
Like, he's keeping him in everything.
Yeah, but
and
you got to make the playoffs. If you don't make the playoffs,
I think he won't get it just because. I mean, it would probably be Lamar Jackson as much as fucking Jim is.
I didn't ask that. I asked who yours is, and you said Joe Burrow. And Jimmy, are you going to say, I mean, the predictable thing? You wouldn't be wrong.
I think I'm actually leaning more towards Josh Allen than I am Lamar this year, because Lamar's got so many. If you took Derrick Henry away from that team and they were still doing the same thing, possibly. But that run game allows him to do some of the things that he does. Now, a lot of them are superior and great, but Josh Allen, if you look at that roster, he's what's keeping that team together.
The Ryan Clark fucking shit is so annoying where he's trying to bring race into it and all this other shit. It's like nobody is disrespecting Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's won the MVP twice. Like no one is disrespecting him. Everybody's giving him his flowers. We all thought the Bills were going to be some shit this year. We thought they're going to be an 8-win team, and the Ravens are exactly where we thought they were going to be this year. That is why Josh Allen would be my MVP so far.
Yeah.
Well, I also think like Josh Allen was kind of, for like the first few years of his career, he was kind of like a Byron Leftwich or like one of these quarterbacks who is mobile and gets things done, but he wasn't known as like a winner. He wasn't known as like a guy that like turns the tide. A win because instead of a win with or whatever. But I think at least the last couple of seasons, Josh Allen has turned that corner to where he is somebody who takes things over and can make a huge difference for the Bills. More so than some other quarterbacks.
Well, it's more than that, man. I mean, some of the performances, that performance against the Rams was the damnedest thing I've ever seen, and they lost that fucking game. And Lamar is capable of putting the entire franchise on his back. He just doesn't necessarily have to do it as often as Josh Allen seems to this season.
No, and I think also he's kind of a head case. Like he can like take himself out of it much more than like
who?
Lamar. Like, I think he gets kind of all up in what he's doing more so than other quarterbacks do. But
I certainly would rather see Lamar Jackson in the Super Bowl at this point than Pat Mahomes. Whatever it takes to get somebody to fucking topple those assholes is all I care.
They're so annoying. It's like even when
they're
so
bad, annoying,
they still win.
And they're getting Hollywood Brown back, and he's catching balls, and Kelsey's starting to play better again. And like they don't have a running back. Like Pacheco comes back and he's playing like some shit, and it don't fucking matter. And what sucks is they didn't get right until the end of the season either, but they just won all their games while that was taking place.
Yeah.
I mean, and the Bills win the regular season Super Bowl again. They beat them in the regular season when we all know that doesn't mean anything, and everyone goes crazy and they storm the field. And it's like, this is why you bitches end up where you are every year and why that team wins the Super Bowl. I'm so fucking tired. You know, my father-in-law is a Chiefs fan now.
What?
He came over to my house wearing he's a lifelong Redskins fan. Came over to my house wearing a Chiefs hat on Christmas fucking Day.
He rob a bank in Oklahoma too?
I don't know, man. I couldn't fucking believe it. I was like, what are you doing, sir? He's like, well, if I'm gonna root for someone, I'm gonna root for a winner. I'm like, that's not how this goes. We root for losers over here.
Yeah. Pick the next least racist team.
Yeah, I think that it might have had something to do with it. Yeah, he wanted our racist team is gone.
I used to call them the Diet Redskins.
I did too. I called the Cardinals the White Skins because they had the red guy on the side of the fucking helmet. I didn't know no better when I was a kid. My mom told me to stop doing that.
Yeah,
Alex Gallup. I'm sorry, bud.
No, my son likes the Cardinals for some reason. He calls them the Redbirds. And like the other day, he went to a birthday party and he was like, "Dad, text me about the Redbirds score."
Give him a red cheek with the back of your hand. By the way, Jim, don't ever apologize to Bo if you're reading a super chat.
No, that's money.
You cut all of us off if you're reading super chats.
Alex Go, thank you for the $5 super chat. Thanks for the Saturday night solid dudes, fellas.
It's my pleasure. I do have a video of Monk and Ant-Man together from out at Monk's on Christmas Eve, if you'd like to see it.
You know, we thought this would take years to happen, but they're making it already.
It didn't.
My favorite is they keep going back to licking each other, and then they reach back out and lick the camera again.
Here we see Ant-Man presenting.
But they seem so plutonic. I mean, it doesn't seem like they're getting intimate here. Just they really enjoy each other's.
Someone play Warhammer 40K. They're not having gay sex.
Oh, God. Do we ever tell you about our plan, Jim?
I don't think so.
So Bo and I were worried about people thinking that we were gay.
Okay.
No. What was it? We were worried.
We were worried that people would know we were gay. And we didn't want them to think that. So we told
No,
them.
no, that's not it. You got it backwards. We didn't want people to know we were into Warhammer 40K.
Oh, yeah. So
and
we
thought
each other that we were fucking.
So we were going to tell everyone at work that we were going off during our lunch hours to fuck. Instead, we were actually going to Games Workshop.
Yeah, we're not painting miniatures. We're diddling each other's assholes.
Oh boy! Oh, this is I thought I had it turned on where you're not allowed to accept $1 super chats.
Stephen Gray, thank you for the $1
Sending this
chat.
back to you, Stephen. $1 super chat.
Supposed to be sober, sir.
Yeah, what happened to Stephen? He's supposed to be sober. All right, boys. Oh, hit the like button if you're in here. Did we get to 100 likes, Jim? Did you check?
Let me check.
See if we got to 100 likes. It's important. It's a nice thick stream tonight, right? It's disgusting.
Yeah, it was good.
Disgusting way to put that. Oh boy, what are you up to tonight, Bo?
We were just chilling out with the family. My wife was hanging out. We did a lot of cleaning of the house today. We made the kids get rid of a bunch of their old toys.
Oh, that's good. It's something you've never done.
No, I still have a 1989 blaster over here.
We should start giving away a toy every time you're on the stream. That's not a bad idea.
Or at least one of these Big O and Duke shirts or something.
That's not a bad idea. We still have to go through your closet. We need to make another plan to do that. But oh, you think? By the way, Drab told me he'd stop by tonight. You think he did?
Oh.
No, he's too busy doing interviews for his children's soccer program or whatever the fuck.
You've mentioned that twice now. He's not doing a podcast about his kid's soccer team, is he?
No, like somebody was like, "Hey, would you record a testimonial for your kid's soccer experience?" And Drab said, "I'm a slut, sure." And he loves doing broadcasting and free TV shows, from what I know.
He doesn't like doing this. I'll tell you that much.
We got 165 likes.
All right,
you need to
that's
teach
all
his
right.
kids soccer, then he'll be fucking all in it.
No, I will hopefully, and I don't hope he doesn't take offense to this. I'll hopefully go into the dirt, never meeting his kids. That is my goal. That is my goal, to get in there as quickly as possible, so I never meet Drab T-Shirt's family.
I love it.
I don't mean any offense by that. You know that, Bo.
No, I none taken.
Oh boy. Timmy has a diet going.
So far, so.
Got this beat from DJ Grimy, and you know it's Fuego, dog.